What is up, everyone, and welcome to the Random Encounter Podcast, episode 95. I'm your host, James, and I'm joined by Ash Destroyer, Phaneckswhy,
What up?
and Bryant. Sorry, your shirt got
Hello.
me mesmerized. I'm like, what is that? Like, I'm trying to. Is that like what is that?
It's Musashi.
Ah, okay. It looked like Astro Boy for a
Little-
minute.
Little PS1 poll.
Oh, of course. I love Brave Fencer Musashi. That was actually because I believe that came with the Final Fantasy VIII demo, didn't it? Back in the PS1 days.
Yeah, was it 8 or was it 7?
I'm pretty sure it came with
'Cause-
8.
Because 8 came out in 99. I thought Musashi came out like in 90. I thought it was early. You could be right. I'm gonna double check. That's
Yeah,
good.
let's find out.
Question.
We have the power
might be
of the
right, though.
internet. Well, I'll let you look for that. Well, I'll continue the introductions because we're close to 1,000 subscribers. 995. 5 more subscribers to go to hit that 1,000 mark. So I'm telling you right now, if we hit it, I'm gonna be checking it like constantly during the podcast. If we hit 1,000 during the podcast, I'm gonna probably yell or something like that because we're that close to hitting 1,000. So everybody who's tuning in and everybody's gonna watch this after the fact, I really appreciate the support. This is something that we've been doing for quite some time now, and yes, it's just gets me excited to be so close to 1,000, like almost there. I can feel it. Very excited for that. So yeah, once again,
It was 8, by the way.
It was 8. Okay, yeah. See, I knew my memory because I remember buying it and testing 8, and then I realized, I was like, I'm not sure if I like it, and then I bought 8, and then I returned it because I didn't like it the first time I played it, and instead I bought 9. Yeah, I got 9, and 9 was, and until this day, I still think 9 is better than 8, but then eventually I got 8 again. Yeah, everybody agrees, right? 9 is better than 8. Nobody gonna combat that? No, that's what I thought. Not just kidding. But let's go ahead and start off with actually not the small news. Let's start off with what we've been playing. I'm gonna start it off because I've been addicted to a game that I didn't think I was gonna get addicted to. I got my Amber Nick RG Cube. Been playing with that. I will have a video review coming up this week, so definitely keep an eye out for that if you're interested in RG Cube. But a game that I keep playing with that's kind of messing up with my review because I keep going back to it is Pokemon Pinball. The Ruby and Sapphire version. Not the original, the Ruby and Sapphire version. And I don't know why, but I just continuously play it. Like last night, I was gonna go to bed. I was like, oh, let's see what I could play. I was like, let me just play Pokemon Pinball. Again, I played that for like an hour. Today.
Is it Rumble?
No, I don't think it emulates the Rumble. At least not the emulator that I'm using there. I mean, there probably is a way, and I can look through it, but I don't feel like doing that right now. So
that was mind blowing back in the day. Like playing the original Pokemon Pinball with that Rumble, that was so cool.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get that too. I do want to play the original one as well because I remember playing the original one back in the days. But yeah, I've been addicted to Pokemon Pinball lately, really enjoying that, and I was also playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses as well. And PS2? I forgot. Yep, on PS2. I forgot. Well, either A, I just sucked at the game, or B, the game is just hard, from the get-go. Because literally, when you start off the game, you have 2 people you can fight. It's Rex Raptor or Weevil Underwood. So those are your 2 choices. Rex Raptor has a higher level because they each got a power level. So he has a higher power level. So I was like, all right, let's go after Weevil Underwood. Dude was destroying me nonstop. I was like, what am I doing wrong? I cannot beat this guy. Eventually, I did ended up beating him because I finally got the hang of using the field card. And then I just waited for him to come after me, and I just kept killing his monsters that way. But yeah, that game is pretty hard. I've only been one person, and after that, I was like, yeah, let me take a break because I don't know why I just kept dying over and over again. But yeah, those are the 2 games I've been playing. What about you guys?
Well, I'd loaded up the original Persona game.
Yes.
On my PS Vita.
Yes.
I hate to say it, I don't like it.
Damn it.
Oh.
Why? It's too old?
No, it's just
Okay.
Like I was the first couple battles I was in, like it doesn't explain any of the fight mechanics at all. Like right at the beginning.
It does.
Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
jump right into a battle. I'm like, all right, so how am I supposed to fight?
I
And
mean, it
then-
was like
and
that
then,
back
like-
then, so.
Well, and then like if I get attacked from behind, right?
Mhm.
The enemies are out of range, so none of my guys can hit them. I have to keep using like special persona abilities to attack them. I can't attack them with a regular weapon.
Mhm.
So like distance matter too, and I can't move my characters forward because which makes no sense. If they can move forward and move back away from me, why can't I move forward to them to attack them?
I get
Like,
that.
no,
Yeah,
like it was just
I-
irritating. And I was like,
I didn't listen to what you said. When you said OG Persona 1, did you were you playing the PS1 version or the PSP version?
the PSP because I'm playing it
Okay.
on my Vita, but the
Yeah.
PSP is basically just the rehash of the PS1.
Yeah, I get it. Well, what do you think of traversing throughout the game and stuff? It went back to Labyrinth, as you can see, but I don't know
Like
if you.
when you're moving around like
Mm-hmm.
rooms, like it's all first person view, so that kind of like threw me off a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
I saw
it did.
that. I was like, what? And then I loaded up
Okay.
Persona 2 just to see if it was going to be any different. And it was a little different in terms of how you travel. You see it's asymmetric, where it's the overview kind of like
Yeah,
at
pretty
an
much.
angle.
It's like isometric mostly.
Yeah,
but
isometric. And then
Yeah.
I haven't gone into a battle yet, but if the battle's the same as like Persona
It is better.
1, then
It is way
yeah.
better in my personal opinion, because pretty much what you do is that you pretty much set up, like, I don't know how to explain it, but they have a terminology for it. But you pretty much just set up a plan on how you want your members to attack. And sometimes if you have certain personas that know how to use certain abilities, you can do something for the first time in this game called a fusion spell, which you're going to be definitely using a lot of in Persona 2. 1, not as much, but 2, it's definitely important once you get to that point, right?
Yeah.
I hope you were able to hang on with Persona 1, because when it comes to starting that game, it does get rough at the beginning, but as you progress through it does grow onto you a little bit more, and you'll begin to appreciate like all the small nuances of the game.
The music's the only thing that's saving the game, to be honest.
I get it.
Like that's the only thing that's saving it. The whole battle
Yeah.
system is just irritating.
Yeah, it is archaic, but yeah, I get it.
What is your experience with Persona prior to this?
No, nothing. I'm walking into a
These
blind. I've
are
never
the
played.
first games
This is
you
my
played. These are the
Persona
first ones
game.
you go
This is
to.
it's my first Persona game. ever.
Hey, don't.
Why?
Hey, listen.
Hey man, I'm going through the gauntlet.
I'm welcome this. Listen, my first one was Persona 2. It wasn't 1, but it was 2. And I had a great time with that game.
I've got Persona 3
Wonderful.
on my Vita also, because I have it running on Adrenaline, so I got 3 on there. I also have 4 on the Vita. It's just, I figured if I'm gonna start it up to see what happens, I might as well go with the first one that started it all. So
Well, they're not connected.
I know
really
they're not
No.
canon. I know there's no timeline, there's no progression. They don't link one to one. Each
there
game is
are-
within its own.
They're all small connections, technically.
Yeah.
They're
Like
just,
Just like
they're
little
just-
Easter
they're-
eggs,
they're
yeah.
just- They're just hidden in
But
between.
I don't have to
That's
play
all
the
it is.
first ones to get
No.
to the later ones. I
No.
know that. I
No.
get that. But I wanted to see how the game, evolved from when
Which I
it
get.
first started
Yeah.
to.
I
Again,
would
I might
skip
not. I might
3.
not play it to completion. That's what I'm saying. I might not play it to completion. I'm just
Yeah,
Okay.
getting a
Play
taste for the
halfway.
game.
play halfway and see.
And
Play halfway.
I might
Let
move
us see
on
how
to
you
another
get there.
one.
Yeah.
I'd skip 3 portable and just go right to reload. It's so much better as far as like quality of life and graphical performance and just
On the
additions and
Switch
stuff.
or
like,
on the Steam,
on
Steam Deck.
yeah, correct. Yep.
Play
Yeah.
reload. If you like reload, then I'll look at portable, because there are a good amount of features that are missing from reload that portable already has, like
Just the
female
female
MC,
character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not just a female character, but also a good amount of like social links between the other members of the game and stuff. So there's also other stuff that you can still play on portable as well. It doesn't completely kick it out of the water, if that makes sense. So
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I'll take that. I'll take that into account.
Take it all into consideration,
Yeah.
Van. Take it all into consideration.
But yeah, I've been playing the Persona, like trying out the Persona games. Just like James, I got a RG Cube too, and I got mine all loaded up, and I've been playing Breath of Fire 4 on that too. So I've been kind of swapping like between the different handhelds.
which I'll try eventually. I'll try out Breath of Fire 4, James, even though you asked me
Got to.
numerous times already. So
You got to.
Music to James'
now I
ears.
know.
Music
Now I
to
know.
James'
Fan
ears.
actually played Persona 1. I actually tried it. I gotta go ahead and hop on Breath of Fire 4. So I'm like,
Which,
Everybody deserves to play Breath of Fire 4. Such a good game. Like story and everything. It feels like you're playing like I don't know, like an anime adventure. Like to me, you know, and part of it's probably the nostalgia because when I played it, it was back in the days when like Toonami at midnight where they had like Yu Yu Hakusho stuff like that, and just to me, it just reminds me of like that era of anime, and that's like I don't know, I just really enjoyed the story. It's
If
really
you
really
would have
good.
told me that, I would have hopped on immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like it's not like I'm not saying it's like Yu Yu Hakusho. It's definitely not like Yu Yu Hakusho in terms of story. But I'm
Like
saying like
it's a 90s esque type of thing, right?
correct. Yeah, it
So
feels
it's the same way for Persona 2 actually. So
Mhm.
fam, if you like 90s anime shit, Persona 2 is where it's at as well. Even though Persona 1's like have that similar feel, Persona 2 goes in there like 1000%, right? And if the Persona 2 is a duology, it will be Persona 2 Innocent Sin. Funny enough, that game, I don't think that's available in the US, so you may have to get a Japanese import and just put an English translation on it. But Persona 2 Internal Punishment, that's where everything just goes nuts and crazy. If you want to get that 90s shit from the anime back in the day, that's it right there. It is amazing. And Persona 3, 4, and 5 could not replicate that whatsoever freaking ever. And it's also one of the first times you get in a full adult cast using personas and stuff, which is awesome, right? I've seen so many people say, how come we never had a full cast of adult members using personas? Bro, there's 2. You haven't played it yet. Play it. So yeah, just
yeah, I think
something that's different to look forward to.
Persona 5X outbeat that adult cast with the old lady. Is it old lady or old man? Like did you see that?
It's an old lady. Yeah, your
Yeah.
Persona 5X. That's the mobile one or something like that.
Yeah, the
That's
mobile
so
one that's
weird
only
that
in
they only
China.
made it in China. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so weird. Why does it only make it available for China? That makes
Who
no sense to
knows?
me.
Maybe they
I mean,
just
I never.
did Atlas develop it, or do we know it was a
Yeah.
third party?
Oh, I have to double check on that.
Because I wonder if they borrowed the IP, right?
I would
And a
assume
Chinese
Atlas
developer
developed
did
it. Yeah, I would assume Atlas developed it, but I could be definitely wrong on that. If anything,
Yeah.
they could be the ones that published it, I guess.
Yeah.
If anything, but still, I like it. Persona 5 is already a really popular game. I don't know why you wouldn't bother to send that over to the West or something like that. It's another mobile game you can cash off of with no problems. And in
Yeah.
China, there's a lot of like rules and restrictions when it comes to certain people playing gacha games and stuff now. So
Yeah.
like it would make more sense if they would just port it to like any other country besides China, right?
Yeah, I know a lot of people. A lot of people want to play it. It looks good.
Yeah,
Good.
it does.
Yeah,
It
the
does.
music is good, still good. So
Mhm.
yeah, it'd be nice.
Yep.
So yeah, what about you guys? What have you guys been playing?
Weather and Waves. I've been trying to grind so hard right now to try to get this one girl. I think her name is Jin Shin or whatever. She's basically like the magistrate for one of the one of the first kingdoms you go to within the game, and she's so freaking awesome. Like straight up, like she like one of her combo strings have her like riding on a sword and stuff, and then you can combo into that with her ultimate where she like summons like a huge ass dragon. It's so great. I gotta send you guys a trailer later and stuff. But yesterday or 2 days ago, I tried to pull for her, and I was on hard pity. If you guys know what hard pity means, it pretty much means like at this point you have a really really high chance of getting a 5-star character. And when I pulled it, at that point you get a 5-star, but your first 5-star will be a 50-50. So you're either going to get the limited character that you want from that banner, or a 5-star character from the standard banner, which is always permanent. It's always going to be there for the rest of its duration of the game. And unfortunately, I lost a 50-50. I got freaking I forgot her name, but she's like one of the most OP like support characters. But I didn't want her. I wanted Jin Shin, and I'm like, man, so I have to like go back in the game, actually grind in there, get all like the jades I need, so that way I could build up enough pity and get her before her banner leaves or something like that.
Are you liking Wuthering Waves more than Genshin Impact?
Right now, Wuthering Waves and Genshin are like 50-50 because Genshin has a lot of strengths that Wuthering Waves don't have. Meanwhile, Wuthering Waves has a lot of strengths that Genshin don't have. So Wuthering Waves is better when it comes to combat and exploration and traversing. Meanwhile, Genshin Impact, or what their main focus is for right now, it's more aiming towards the casual players. So don't get me wrong. So with that, they want to focus on more story, some relationships between characters, so some of the lore behind it, and that's pretty much what they're aiming for because the gameplay itself was pretty easy. With Wuthering Waves, this right here, it's one of the first times I've ever seen that they're actually trying to build this game and point it towards like the hardcore people that want to like, parry everything, dodge everything, get the highest amount of like, get the highest amount of gear and get all the content you want for free with just literal skill. And due to that, it's it's having like the lack of like voice acting. So the English voice acting is actually trash. And this is coming from me that like actually prefers to listen to English as long as the English acting is good. With this, is not. It's not really good at all mainly because the voice direction is not good for these characters. Even if I go to like a different language, like Japanese, Korean, Chinese, or something like that, it's just for some odd reason. It's just for some odd reason the voice direction for most of these characters for any language, it doesn't, it's not flowing right, and that's an issue with that. So for voices, I hope they get some things down packed, especially for English, because I think we want to go back to English eventually, because there are a few voice actors that do a really good job for their characters. It's just I'm not going to switch to a language only because 2 voice actors do a good job. I want the whole cast to do a good job, like, you know, synergize and stuff, right? That's what I want. But yeah, overall, Wuthering Waves, I still enjoyed a lot. I definitely enjoyed like how you able to like traverse, parkour, and all kind of stuff, fight, parry, dodge. It's definitely a sort of a big change if you're going from Genshin to Wuthering Waves. And that's pretty much it. Wuthering Waves has been really kind since launch. I mean, despite the fact that it can barely run on mobile, it's able to catch up and be able to patch out the stuff that mobile can't able to handle. And yeah, they've been giving us free pulls, free 2 free 5 stars, I think. And yeah, the game's been great. The game's been fun for me. So
nice. Yeah,
are you gonna try out Zenless Zone Zero or whatever it's called coming out in like a week or whatever?
Here's the problem. I don't want to add another game onto my list that prevents me to play other games that are not live service, like single player.
Is that what it's called? Zenless Zone Zero?
Correct.
Okay.
The game looks great. It looks amazing. So if you feel like you want to hear my opinion about it, just go in there and try it out yourself. I'm pretty sure it's going to be awesome. It's just I'm trying to not add
You're
more
drowning.
to my plate. I'm drowning. I'm trying to finish Dragon Quest 11. Yeah, 11.
That's a feat in itself.
Yeah, Dragon Quest 11. Trying to finish these other games I
100
haven't
hours
finished yet. Yeah, 100 hours. I got to finish up Super Mario RPG. I got to finish let me finish these games I paid full money full money for before I get into that. So that's my thing on that.
Yeah, I would say Dragon Quest 11 takes priority.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's just, I don't know. It's just
You've already been 1, 2, and 3. Now you got 11.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you'll have 3 HD 2D.
I gotta at least beat 11 before Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D comes out. Because bro, if I can't do that, oh man, what can I call myself at that point, bro? So, but yeah.
What about you, Brian? What you been playing?
Well, to start off with, I have a rather controversial take that I'm not going to reveal because I want to say this without revealing this person's identity, and I want to tell you guys this just to get your reactions to it. But this person saw some footage of Dragon Quest 11, and they said to me, I don't really like Dragon Quest 11. The art style is the VeggieTales of video games.
Man,
What?
okay, we need to find who this person is and go straight for them. They're disrespecting Toriyama of all people.
I know.
Disrespecting
I know.
Toriyama. Oh man.
That in of itself is not. That doesn't make sense.
Did they say they don't like Dragon Quest 11 specifically, or just Dragon Quest as a franchise in general?
Not sure the full context of the comment.
Well,
but
okay, because the thing is that art style is literally the same thing across
for
Dragon
pretty
Quest.
much all of them.
Right.
And so, with that being said, I next time you talk to him, I want you to show him Dragon Ball and see what he says from that. Because there's no way you're going to be calling that anime the VeggieTales. Like, no.
I know. I gave this person a lot of crap, and I said the take was awful. So don't.
Yeah, like there's
a
lot of kid-like anime that he could see and be like, oh, that makes more sense. Yeah, I know that makes more sense. You know, that's crazy.
I mean, he needs to play it and then really see what it's about, because that'll change his mind. I mean, honestly, just tell him to watch my Dragon Quest video I just did and read the comment section of everybody who's been chiming in for that video. Mm-hmm. and that should basically show him what's up, because Dragon Quest is more than just that art style. A lot of stuff go on with that.
I agree. But anyways, on to what I've been playing. I have a proverbial smorgasbord games I've been playing. I just finished Paper Mario Thousand Year Door yesterday or the day
Nice.
before. Finally finished that.
Nice.
Overall thoughts of it, it's really pretty. It's funny. There is some fluff in it, though. There is some stuff like where there's quests you can take, like where you are told, okay, go to Glitzville and talk to this person. Then you get there and like, oh, that person just left. You have to go to Pedal Town. It's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to Pedal Town. Then you go to Pedal Town and it's like, oh, that person just left. And it's like they do it like 3 or 4 times, and it's like, dude, like this is
that they did that before. They did that before in Paper Mario on the N64, unfortunately.
It's just a vestige of the early 2000s, I think, of like, oh, we're kind of getting compelling quests figured out in RPGs, and it's just, you know, it is what it is. The last dungeon was very long. The last boss fights were solid. The only other thing that I really could do in it is that there's this area in the game where you go down 100 floors, and at the end of it's like a really hard boss fight, and like you can't go up. It's basically like a roguelike. Like you go down 100 floors, and then there's a boss at the end, and like you can't heal. Like all you can do is just bring your items with you. Like what you have is what you have to heal and all that. And like occasionally you'll fight some hard enemies, then you gain a level, and then when you gain a level, you heal and get all of your flower points back, your health, the star points, and then you're good to go. But like most of the enemies are weak, and so you don't get a lot of experience points from them. And what sucks is that I got to level 90. And I was at a point where I'm like, I could probably go forward and knock out a couple more floors, but if I die, like I'm gonna lose all of my progress. And I gained a couple levels and I got some stuff from it. So I'm like, I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead, and maybe one day I'll come back to this game and I'll go and I'll do it. And then lastly, there's a boss fight at the Glitzville Coliseum where you fight. I think his name's Prince Mush, I think his name is, and it's a really, 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 really tough boss battle. And so I tried it a couple times, and I just was like, no, what, I'm kind of done with this. I want to move on. So that was Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. It was fun. I don't think it's like this 10 out of 10 mind blowing best game ever experience that people were kind of saying it was, but it was good. It was solid. You know, it's about what I thought it would be. And then I was playing a little more Hi-Fi Rush. I'd like to get through that as well. And then I also booted up Elden Ring just because everybody's so hyped on that DLC that just dropped, and I'm trying so freaking hard to get into that game, and it's just it bothers me so much that like literally everybody and their mother is into Elden Ring. Like everybody, doesn't matter sex, age, race, creed, everybody loves Elden Ring. It doesn't matter. And I play it, and it's gorgeous. I love the environments. It's very bleak, it's very mysterious and stuff, but at the same time, like there's so many gameplay systems that I do not understand that they just kind of like throw in your face. And I'm like, why is it that everybody else gets this stuff? And and it's like, you know, you have the curled finger of the Ashen Feller stone. I'm like, okay, cool. What does that do? Why do I need this? What is it? And it's like the game's like, I don't know, figure it out. And it's like, I don't have time for this. I have a job. Like, I don't know. But anyway,
I get that. I get that.
You know, so I play a little bit of that, and then I also am trying to get into Final Fantasy 14 as well, and because that new expansion also just dropped, the early access just dropped. Yeah, Dawn Trail, the early access dropped. Dawn Trail, I think, comes out like in a week or something like that, or less than that. And so I was playing that a little bit. I kind of have the same problem with Final Fantasy 14 in general, where there's just a lot of stuff in that game, and I just feel like I'm missing a lot of it.
Time consuming.
And it's like. Yeah, that too. And it's like, you know, you go to and I was talking about this with a couple of my friends today, where it's like you go to a person and like they give you a quest, and they're like, Gadzooks, the tree of, I'm just gonna make this up, like the tree of Rasho has a bell in it that you need to get out of it so the Haning people can see their festival today, and you have to get a letter signed from this person or whatever, and like go to this place. And it's like, do they really expect people to like remember all those details and like know who all these people are and like keep it straight? And I just, it bothers me because it's like, this is all really cool world building detail, but it's like, how can they expect people to remember all this stuff? And my friends were just like, No, I'm like level 45. I'm getting to the end of A Realm Reborn apparently, but I've tried it and I picked it up and I've put it down so many times just because it just overwhelms me with all the systems and the story and stuff where it's like it's just not gripping me, but they tell me that the expansion stories is where it really starts heating up and being interesting. So
yeah, A Realm Reborn has a lot of the filler issues that I have with, like, 7 remake and like 16, where it's like you have these major story beats and then in between it's like these stupid little, like, they feel like side quests but they're part of the story quest. But yeah, it switches. Like once you go to like Heaven's Ward, then they start becoming more tied in, and then
focused.
it gets better. Yeah, it gets better and better over time.
Okay.
I don't know why, but they have like this filler like story content in it. It's like, why?
I
But
think I
it
read
does
it's
get better.
um because Realm Reborn was like they remade 14 to A Realm Reborn, so they
Yeah.
kind of had to take like the ashes of no pun intended, the ashes of 14, what that was, and make it like something. And so they made it something and then, okay, well, we got that, it's playable, it's good enough, and now we're going to do the real thing with these expansions. So that's kind of why I guess I've heard that it's not as good as the expansions.
Yeah, it's definitely
So
not that, because so what they did is they kept the original story canon, because I played the original 14 all the way up to the last minute when they shut down the servers.
Oh wow.
And yeah, so they kept the story canon, because at the end is the meteor comes down and destroys basically the world, which is the opening cutscene of A Realm Reborn, of the meteor going down, the twins, I forgot what their name is, like Alphond and whatever,
yeah.
and his sister, their dad, I think it is, or grandpa, sacrificed himself to like stop the meteor and Bahamut and all that stuff. So then Realm Reborn is literally just a continuation of that. So like I think all of that stuff is they added it themselves. Like they it didn't have to be there, but they did. So yeah, that I would say is definitely false for that.
Um, did you watch the documentary from No Clip about Final Fantasy 14?
No, I don't know who No Clip is.
Oh yeah, it's like Danny O'Dwyer. He's like a kind of a well-known games journalist. He did a 3-part documentary on YouTube, and it's like really professionally done. It's all about the original Final Fantasy 14 and like how it became A Realm Reborn and like all the people behind the scenes. And they got interviews with like Yoshi P and stuff. It's very good. I definitely suggest checking it out.
Yeah, I'll watch that. Yeah, because I lived through that. Like I got 14, played it, and I enjoyed it. Like definitely the combat wasn't as good. It was a lot slower pace, but that was
Than it
also
is
what made
now.
it fun. Yeah, it was a lot slower pace. But it made it fun too, because it made like now everybody can be Ifrit, like no problem. But back then Ifrit was like the hardest. What do they call primal? It was the hardest primal in in the game. And then fighting what's his name, who's also the final boss, I believe, in Endwalker. Um, Fighting
Who was
the
that?
dude with the spear.
Oh, frick.
Yeah,
I forgot.
yeah.
Oh,
He was because he
yeah.
comes back as the final boss there, but fighting him also was really hard. It was such a cool way that they did that. But yeah, that was I loved 14. And then of course with Realm Reborn, they gave all of us the discounts. Like for me, the subscription is $10. So if I ever re-sign up for Realm Reborn or Final Fantasy 14, we pay $10 instead of
Oh,
15
you get that in
because
perpetuity?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that's rad.
Yeah, and then of course we got the game free too. So we didn't have to buy Realm Reborn. They gave it to us for free, so we were able just to download and play.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that was nice. But yeah, go ahead.
No, I think that's all I have.
That's it? Okay.
I would
Yeah.
like to add, here's the thing with Realm Reborn is that it really just depends on the person if they're going to enjoy Realm Reborn or not and stuff, because Realm Reborn is like a exposition to like the other expansions, so that way you get to have a better understanding of what's going on in freaking Heaven's Sword, Stormblood, and Walk. I think I skipped one. Shadowbringer, Endwalker, and then later Dawn Trail and stuff. And honestly, it just really depends on like if the world setting, everything itself, just
Good night, go to bed.
forgot to mute.
And
It's it really just depends if you're able to get well immersed into the
Grab
world
one.
itself,
Okay.
and already get invested into like the characters really early on. Because if you're not, then definitely Realm Reborn will be a slog fest and stuff. And from that point, if you skip Realm Reborn, there's definitely quick guides that make up like a quick synopsis for each arc within Realm Reborn itself. So it really just depends, if anything. For me, I enjoyed Realm Reborn, but it was definitely not the best part of the game. Definitely not by a long shot. So, but it was good. It's needed to be there in order for it to set it up for a lot of big things that's going to be happening later on into the game as well. So
Yeah,
Right.
once you get to the end of Realm Reborn, and then you play like the stuff that leads up to Heaven's Ward, it gets a lot better.
yeah,
I
What's
think like
after Realm Reborn?
there's like
Heaven's
a
Ward.
little mini. There's Heaven's Ward is after, but
Heaven's
there's
Ward's
like
next. Gotcha.
Yeah,
there's
there
like
is.
a mini like in between. Like
In
each of the
between,
expansion
yes.
packs have an in between like segment that you go to.
Yeah.
So like between Realm Reborn and Heaven's Ward, there's an in between segment that I don't think they have like all individual names, but it's just like right now
I know
it's
what you're
a
talking about.
cohesive experience. And then that leads up to Heaven's Ward. And I think that's where it starts picking up really, really good. And it gets
Awesome.
even better as that goes. So that's one thing.
My
Mhm.
my only complaint for FF14 is I wish they added voice acting for every line in that game. I
Oh,
think it would have made it a lot better for the overall experience when you're doing side quests or any fetch quests, because I just love voice acting. So,
yeah.
but yeah,
I think they added more too on after Stormblood. Didn't they add a lot more voice acting?
I think they did.
Yeah.
I just wish they went back for Realm Reborn and added more voice acting to that, so that way
Yeah.
it could be more fun and engaging and stuff. Because listen, it's like a flip of a coin with Realm Reborn.
More
You're either gonna
immersive.
like, you're going to either like it or hate it. But if you add more voice acting, it's definitely make it more fun.
Yeah.
So
hmm Yeah. I hear that. I was gonna say, last thing on that on Final Fantasy is there's a Final Fantasy Tactics raid that's actually canon to the story.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Canon
yeah.
to Tactics or Canon to 14?
canon to Tactics.
Oh,
oh, that's
nice.
cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's like you go to Evilist and then you're like it gives you closure. So if you ever played OG Final Fantasy Tactics and you saw the ending of Tactics and you want to know a little bit more about like what happened after, you can definitely go ahead and do it because there is one
That's
thing
rad,
that
actually.
yeah, there's one thing that people never understood, like and I won't spoil it for anybody who's never finished Tactics, but there is an ending that a lot of people debated on what actually happened at the ending, but this actually confirms the truth of that ending and beyond, which is nice. But yeah, let's go ahead and start talking about some small news before we get to our big topic. Here, starting off with, or actually a quick update, 996. 4 more subscribers to go. 996.
It must have been the VeggieTales comment.
The VeggieTales comment.
Oh god,
maybe.
that's still crazy to me. That's still crazy to me.
But yeah, 4 more subscribers to go. New Dragon Ball
They're like, I
Sparking
like
Zero
Brian's
trailer
hot
came out.
takes. Or I like Brian Person's hot takes.
uh, New Dragon Ball Sparking Zero trailer came out. Showed off. What was it? Shoot, now I forgot who it showed off. It showed off Ultra Instinct signed Goku. Goku Black, Super Saiyan Rose. Dang it, I don't remember who the other people
Jiren
were.
showed like
Oh yeah, Jiren.
Analaza.
Yep.
It showed Dalbaru. It showed up several bunch of people.
Yeah, Sword. Yeah, show. Yeah, Deborah. Trunks. Future Trunks from Super. Let's see who else. Yeah, they show quite a few people.
I know which one you're talking about. I forgot.
Yeah, so they show quite a few people, which a nice update. It looks really good. Today, I think it was today, or it might have been yesterday. There was a lot of stuff showing up, like the training mode that they have, which is Piccolo showing Gohan with the ropes and stuff like that, and it's Gohan from Super. So it's like that segment where Piccolo and Gohan are training for the Tournament of Power. There's that whole segment there, which is pretty cool. Yeah, Brian knows what I'm talking about. He's the #1 DBZ fan here. But yeah, they did show some of that. So Sparking Zero is looking really good. Like I'm very excited for it. Can't wait for that to come out. And that's definitely a day one buy for me because I will play that and happily play it online against other people. Looks really
Yes, I'll be your first opponent.
good. All right, let's
So
do it. Let's do
on
it.
this game, like it looks really good to you Dragon Ball fans. It looks pretty cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
1000%.
Well, really,
Yes.
really good.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fighting like gameplay wise and everything, it looks top notch. Like what you would want from a 3D Dragon Ball fighting game that's not like Dragon Ball Fighters or anything like that.
Is it Bandai?
Yes.
Bandai.
Yeah.
And I think they said it's the original team behind Budokai Tenkaichi,
Yes, you're
which was
correct.
the
You're correct on that.
PS2 games. PS2, and it came out like on Wii and GameCube and stuff like that as well.
Which I'm really happy about. So
Yep. Ubisoft confirmed that they are working on multiple Assassin's Creed remakes. They quoted in an article on IGN that there's a lot of things that they can expand on still in older games, like the worlds that they have. I, for one, would love to go back to Assassin's Creed 1, the game that started it all. I always thought it was very interesting because it took place in Jerusalem, and you're fighting the Knights Templar and stuff like that. So I thought it was always pretty cool. I would love to go back to that game, honestly. Like, I think that would be pretty neat to go back to. One, the biggest issue was the gameplay. It wasn't the best. Two came out, and two improved upon everything that one did, and just made it so much better. But I would love to go back to Assassin's Creed 1. I've said it before. Like, I would like to go there. Assassin's Creed Mirage is like the closest you get to that same atmosphere. Which I've only played a little bit of Mirage because I played it the little demo that's available on the iPhone, which is like just the prologue, and it definitely got me hooked right away. And I do want to go ahead and finish it eventually. I don't know when, but eventually I do want to go ahead and finish it. But yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm not sure. Are you guys into Assassin's Creed at all? Any fans?
I mean,
Mhm.
here's the thing. I'm not really a big fan of Assassin's Creed, but that doesn't mean I don't dislike it. With that being said, I loved Assassin's Creed 2. So if they decide to remake that, you bet your ass I'm going to be hopping back into that because, mind you, I only played Assassin's Creed 2 like maybe 3 to 4 years ago. And mind you, this game came out like back in like the PS3 and 360 era and stuff. So I missed out. I definitely missed out. If it
2011 or something like that, I think maybe
Yeah.
2010, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it was nuts. But when I was playing this on my PC and everything, I was just floored by how good the programming was when you were parkouring and like going across the map. It was so amazing. I'm like, bro, who were these crack developers when they were making this game? That was crazy. It's amazing. It's not just like the exploration and gameplay and being an assassin and everything. I also loved the story too. The story was great.
Really good.
God, bro, I'm just like, this is what gaming should have been for a while now, but we just strayed away from that, especially Ubisoft. Ubisoft, if you wanted to know what we want back from you, just look at Assassin's Creed 2 and just, relearn from that, please, because you're all the ones that, did it right and stuff. But yeah,
I feel that they try to do that with Mirage, and I don't know Mirage's sales numbers.
Mhm.
I don't know, but I believe it didn't do as good as like Valhalla, for example.
Oh,
And Valhalla is a straight up just open world like Witcher clone, I guess you could say.
yeah, I
just
don't.
with Vikings.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. If my main issue with that game is they could have called the game something else, not a Assassin's Creed game.
Oh yeah,
that's my biggest problem with that. I'm pretty sure the game by itself could be fun, right? I know a couple of friends that like at first was not trusting of the game, but when they actually played it, it was fun for them. But at the same time, they're like, this is not Assassin's Creed, but I like the game. So. And I feel like they put that brand name on top of this game just so that they can boost their sales numbers and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what people say about Chrono Cross. I've heard is that like it's a good RPG, but it's not Chrono Trigger. I like Chrono Cross. Like I don't care what people say, but I've just heard the same critique about a game like Chrono
thank
Cross.
you for the subscription. And
oh my god, that's my friend. That's my friend.
Nice.
Yes.
Came through.
Yeah, she came through. That's my friend.
Well, appreciate that. 997. 3 more to go. 3 more to go.
Yep.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, whoever told you that or whatever people believe that, you guys need to re-educate yourself. We'll take you to like a re-education camp and teach you Chrono Cross. There's a good YouTuber. I'll send you a link to his video and just play that over and over. He does pretty good deep dives into the Chrono Cross timeline and everything and gets you set up. Like even me, who at the time never played Chrono Trigger, I got to a point where I really realized, oh, this is Well, let me rephrase that. I played a little bit of Chrono Trigger, and then I had bought Chrono Cross on PS1. This is like back in the PS1 days. I still knew these references of like Chrono Trigger characters and stuff like that, so they do tie in.
I love Chrono Trigger so damn much, and unfortunately, I have not touched a single minute with Chrono Cross yet.
Cross?
So
It's really
yeah,
good.
I haven't touched it yet.
I enjoyed it.
Should I get the OG or the remaster? Because I know the remaster came out.
Yeah, I would
Remaster.
say remaster. Yeah, I mean,
Got it.
there's no reason to go to the OG, especially with how similar they are. I'm trying to think of what
Now,
quality of life stuff they have. Like I don't remember.
well, the remaster, like, what was I gonna say? Because I don't remember if in the original if the battles ran at 60 or not.
No, they didn't.
I
They
don't
ran
think
like
they
at
did.
like
No.
half frame rate, like 15 or something like that.
Yeah, and then but the remaster, because here's the thing, Ash, you got real lucky because when that remaster came out, it was awful, god awful. The
Awful?
battle, awful. The battle scenes ran like at 10 frames per second, crashes, all this kind of stuff. Then they fixed it like a year and a half, 2 years after the thing came out, and now the battles are all running at 60. It's a great version of it. But it's like,
you're talking about the remaster version. Okay.
yeah.
I think. Yeah. All right.
I don't get why they just didn't hold it and release the patch and just like fix it and then release the game, or why they didn't release it sooner. Cause it's like by the time that they released that patch, like nobody cared about the game anymore. Like I was glad they fixed it, but like, I don't get it anyway. Go do the remaster though. Cause it also comes with that, Radical Dreamers thing too. So
can I get it on Steam?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's on Steam. Yeah.
Sweet.
Get it through Green Man Gaming. I think they have a Square Enix sale right now.
Oh yeah, the Steam Summer Sale is going crazy right now. So I might.
Too.
Yeah. They might have it there too.
I think I actually have Chrono Cross on Steam right
now.
I
might just get it like next Friday or something like that.
Oh yeah, and good music. Yeah. Good music. Yes.
Oh, music's fantastic. Oh, the music is great.
Always love me some good music.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Nice.
Fun fact too. It's funny because I discussed this in my Dragon Quest video that's up. Dragon Quest 7 actually started off as the Chrono Trigger sequel before.
Oh.
Yeah, it was so Yuji Horii
was
5, actually the one who tried up with who he started the story of Chrono Trigger, of course, and then Sakaguchi came on board later on and stuff like that. So if you ever play Dragon Quest 7, there's literally a lot of like resemblance, and I did not know this when I played it, and I played Dragon Quest 7. I started going through. I was like, wow, this definitely feels very Chrono Trigger, where you start off like on an area together. You go through and then you travel to another area to like, what is this? We're on a different continent or something like that. And then you start realizing, oh, wait a minute, you're in a different timeline of a different area and stuff like that. It's really, really good. I highly recommend it. It is hard to get into because it's very, very long. Like long. Like think of the longest game you've ever played.
It's longer than that.
Yeah, probably double that. Like it's literally double the length of Dragon Quest 11, and Dragon Quest 11 is like 100 hours. So just to put in perspective.
A game I played, I put like 110 hours into it. So you're saying it's longer than that? Chrono Cross?
Yeah, no, not Chrono Cross. Dragon Quest 7.
Oh, yeah. Dragon Quest 7. Okay,
yeah.
Got it.
I was talking about Dragon Quest 7, which was supposed to be the sequel to Trigger. But if you play it, like you'll notice a lot of similarities between the two because it was supposed to be like Chrono Trigger's time traveling stuff. But of course, eventually they scrapped the idea of a Chrono Trigger 2 and then they just went to Dragon Quest 7 instead.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, so highly recommend it. It's cool. Like halfway through, you get the job class system. When you're like 100 hours in, you're like, oh, by the way, now you can switch job classes. You're like, really?
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh Lord.
Anyways, back to Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Your question,
who cares about that? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right. I played a good deal of 2. Probably like 3/4 the way through on PC, but it was like 10 or 11 years ago, probably at this point. I don't know why I didn't finish it. I really liked it. I played a little bit of Black Flag. I like that a lot too. I think those only 2 I really played. Maybe a little bit of Valhalla because a friend of mine told me that it was like their favorite or whatever. Yeah. I mean, at this point, I feel like it's just been kind of like it was a hype. It was a hype series like when it first launched because of what Ash said about like the parkour and the combat and the story, and it was like go on top of the buildings and see like for miles on end and everything, and it was like a big deal. But now it just feels a little quaint. I don't know. They've come out with so many of these games. A little stale, yeah. It's just like they've come out with so many of these games, and like, hey, if you're a fan of Assassin's Creed, like more power to you. They're not bad games, but it's just I'm not. like that. I'll be telling honest, the Japanese one looks really cool because I love Japan and like
Yeah.
that time period and everything like that. I don't know if it's exactly like the Shogun time period or whatever, but like just that kind of like era of like feudal Japan and all that looks
It would be
really
the Shogun
interesting.
time period if
Yeah,
if
and at least they're
trying
like
to be with
splitting the
Yasuke.
gameplay.
Yeah.
What'd you guys say?
The Assassin's Creed Shadows, at least they're splitting the gameplay because you're playing two different styles.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So they're mixing it up a bit. You know, you're not.
Right.
It's not monotonous, where it's just
Yeah.
one style the entire time.
But like to me, when I see that new one again, I'm like, okay, like my issue I had with like Valhalla and Odyssey was like I did this before, right? Like they were very very similar with a different coat of paint. Origins not so much. I really enjoyed Origins, and I think that's probably one of the best ones to come out in a very long time.
That was Egypt, right?
Yeah, it was Egypt. Yeah, and that one had more to do about assassins because even though they had the combat of like Odyssey, you still felt like an assassin because most of the key missions were all to be an assassin. And then they really took that out in Odyssey and Valhalla where you're not an assassin anymore. And that was like the biggest thing I did not like. While it does look like Shadows is going back to that, at the same time I can't. And it kind of sucks, but for me, I look at the game, I'm like, what's it called? Ghost of Tsushima did it better. Like that's the only thing. I was like, Ghost of Tsushima did it. Like we've asked for Assassin's Creed in Japan for so long time, and Ghost of Tsushima is like, here's your Assassin's Creed in Japan. And now I feel like if I pick up this game, I will 100% compare it to Ghost of Tsushima in every way, shape, or form. And because it's gonna be like, oh well, you can play as two characters. It literally Jin is that way. You can choose to go about a mission as a samurai or as a ninja by assassinating people and stuff like that. Instead, they're Ubisoft's making it a mechanic of switching the two. It's like, okay, you just took Jin and then split him into two different people, but other than that, it's like the same. So that's my thing with there. And like honestly, for me, I think just going back to the past is probably the best thing. Go back to your roots. I feel like a lot of game series that lose their way. Sometimes when they go back to their roots, that kind of helps them out figure out what they lost. That's right. You were gonna say something, Fan?
Well, I was going to say, like, the splitting the two characters, I think, is a better way because you're forcing the person to play two different styles.
Yeah.
Right? Where with Ghost of Tsushima, yeah, they have the option to, but most people aren't always going to do that option.
Yeah.
Right? Just because they can doesn't mean they will. Where with
that's true.
Assassin's Creed Shadows, you have to. Right?
Yeah.
There's no way around it. You have to, like, adapt to the samurai style, and you have to adapt to the ninja style. Where with Ghost of Tsushima, yeah, you could be a ninja and be an assassin, but if I don't apply any of my, technique points in that way, then I'm still forced to play one style.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, I get you when it comes to that. You know what would be really awesome? I don't know why it just came to my head while you were talking. Tenchu, a new Tenchu game.
I've been saying that like forever on this podcast.
Yes, you have.
Who made that?
I don't know. Like,
I don't even know if that developer's still around. Are they?
Maybe
I'm gonna look it up.
Let's find out. Yeah, because I remember when Sekiro got announced, people thought it was a new Tenchu game because it was Shadows Die Twice, and I was like,
I remember
from Software.
that.
Yeah, from Software.
Oh, really?
No,
yeah.
No, the developer says Acquire.
It says Acquire from Software. If you look at it,
the original says Acquire.
Okay, then who made? Because it says when I look it up, it says Tenchu developers Acquire and from Software there.
Unless there was more Tenchu games.
Yeah, there's Tenchu 2, Tenchu Wrath of Heaven.
Yeah, it just says
Tenchu
Acquire.
2 is also Acquire.
Is it? So when you're from Software, because if you look at publishers, or maybe it says right here, developers Acquire, K2 LLC,
Tenchu
and
3,
From Software.
Tenchu 3 was published by From Software in Japan, but not developed. It was developed by K2 and K2. It's called.
Yeah, when I go to the original one from '98, it just says developer Acquire, publisher Sony.
Likewise. So maybe acquired the original ones and then later on. Yeah, because here.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm just on their Wikipedia.
From Software published 2 of them, not developed though.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm looking at the Wikipedia. It says developers, and it just says Acquire, K2 LLC, and From Software. And then publishers, it also shows From Software as a publisher as well. Try to see if it says anything on here. Gameplay, characters, games. Because now I'm curious. Did From Software develop a few?
Not according to Wikipedia.
Yeah, I mean the only one I
Yeah.
see that From Software first started on was 2009 to Shadow Assassins for PlayStation Portable and the Wii. And it says they were a publisher, but not the developer. The developer was still Acquire.
Yeah, I see this Wrath of Heaven was also published.
I mean, it looks like Acquire
this-
helped out with Octopath Traveler.
Yeah, I think they did. Yeah, I believe
Yeah,
they did.
so I mean,
so they're still around.
So they're still around.
Yeah. Yeah, K2 did Wrath of Heaven, which is the third Tenchu game. I just clicked on each individual game to see who did what. Yeah, Acquire did Tenchu, the first two, which are also the best two. Specifically, Tenchu 2, I think is the best.
Yeah, because you get to play the guy or the girl.
You gotta play as 3 characters. Yeah. Wrath of Heaven was also pretty good. Fatal Shadows that's the one where you had the 2 girls. That was developed by K2. So it looks like they switched to K2. And then yeah, they're still K2. From Software, published, developed by Polygon Magic. Oh, a new developer came in. Oh, that's the DS one though. Tenchu Z K2. So Shadow Assault Tenchu was by From Software.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
That's
that was
a
the one
pull.
developed, and that was available on Xbox 360. So that one was developed by From Software, and Acquire did Tenchu Shadow Assassins, also for the Xbox 3. Oh no, that was for the Wii. So they only did one, only one game.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Still technically a developer of Tenchu.
Yeah. So I guess I
Maybe
can see
they just
why
need to
when
get together.
yeah, Shadows dies twice. I can see now why people thought that was a new Tenchu game. Yeah, because they saw Shadows die twice, and right away everybody's like Tenchu, and in my head I was like, huh, like why would you think Tenchu? But makes sense. All right, let's go ahead. Oh wait, hold on. I think I got one more bit of small news. No, I don't. All right, let's move on to our main topic: the missing games of Nintendo Switch Online. We all play Nintendo Switch Online. We've played plenty of games on there, but there's still a lot of games that are not available on Nintendo Switch Online. I've mentioned Pokemon Pinball. Neither the Game Boy Color one or the Game Boy Advance version of those games are not available on Nintendo Switch Online. Both highly rated. As a matter of fact, none of the Pokemon games are available on Nintendo Switch Online, which is still weird. You would think that at least one Pokemon game would be available, and definitely a missed opportunity in my opinion.
I wonder if that's an issue with Game Freak and the Pokemon Company and Nintendo.
Probably. I would assume so when it comes to that. But none of those games are available on Nintendo Switch Online, which kind of sucks because they're all good games. I mean, you're thinking of, Red and Blue, Gold and Silver, Yellow, Crystal, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Fire Red, Leaf Green. All those games could be available on Nintendo Switch Online, and they're not. And then there's also the Mystery Dungeon series that was from Game Boy Advance, and a couple of other spin-offs. And it just got me thinking, when I was playing Pokemon Pinball, what games are we still missing? Games that I can't think of. There are still highly regarded or really good games that could potentially show up on Nintendo Switch Online. Another game that I wanted to mention that I would hope to show up on Nintendo Switch Online, and I think it's the perfect game to show up to Nintendo Switch Online and actually do an official translation, is Mother 3. That is another game.
That's never gonna happen.
That's never gonna happen.
I'm still trying to wait and see why. I'm playing the fan translation right now, because that is another game that I was playing through the RG Cube, and really love it. The music, amazing.
And that's the reason why.
That's why Mother 3.
So
why?
So there's a really good lawyer on YouTube that that made a theory on why Nintendo never bothered to release this to the West is because the music from within Mother 3 apparently, I forgot what he said, but it pretty much copied a lot of like rhythm and like notes from various of well-known songs from the West itself. And he backs this up with a previous case that happened between two artists and stuff. And because that one artist took like one like part of the song from this other person, the guy that sued the other was able to win the case with no problem. And with Nintendo, since they have since they notice they have like numerous different songs within that game and stuff, they may be losing a lot more money off of this release than they ever anticipated. So that's why that's why based on theory they're probably never gonna release it, because of the amount of like things they have to go through to change for this game, which that's in of itself a whole nother risk, because the music is really, really great in Mother 3.
So I would kind of argue that, because Earthbound was also sampling tons of music from Prince, the Beatles, Mary J. Blige, like stuff like that. Like there's a lot of samples in there, and you can literally, right when you hear it, you're like, oh yeah, that's from here. This is from there, and so forth.
And Earthbound's on there.
Yeah, and Earthbound's on there. And Iwata actually did say that the reason Earthbound never came back until, was it Wii U Virtual Console, I think was when it first came back? Because it wasn't even on SNES, or I'm sorry, on Wii Virtual Console. But the whole reason of that was because of the music. Iwata himself said that's why it took Earthbound so long to come over there. So I do feel there's a little bit different things that I think, and I know one of the theories was that because Mother 3 has to do with like there's a transgender character in there, or there's something to do with transgender in there, and I heard that was the controversy. But I'm playing through the game, so we'll see what happens when I get to that point. But I've heard that as a controversy. There's some other stuff, like there is more mature themes and like a kiddie palette, which to me I'm like, why? Like, I mean, literally, I don't want to spoil the beginning of the game, but the beginning of the game, you're like, wow, this is super dark. Like right away, it's really dark in the beginning of the game. Very sad. Maybe you want to cry.
So maybe they'll do a GBA like E+ rating,
Yeah.
like whereas like you have to, or teen rating.
Teen rating, the GBA teen separate application just for Mother.
Just like the N64 17+.
Yeah, they'll do a GBA 17+ instead. Yeah, it'll be that. But yeah, like I've heard a lot of theories, but I don't care about any of these theories. This game just needs to come over.
There we go. I found the video. It's have you guys ever heard of this guy named the Moon Channel?
No.
Yeah, he's basically like a certified lawyer that covered the whole thing. It's 38 minutes, so if you guys have time to watch it, then go right ahead.
I'll watch it.
But I feel like he definitely covered a lot of ground with this, and it makes sense on why it never got localized in the first place. Which at this point, it makes sense as a business, if anything. It's at the end of the day, music copyright is definitely a huge slippery slope with that. And if you're saying that Earthbound also has mostly the same issues as Mother 3 does, and I don't know what it is at this point. But
if you just type in Earthbound music samples, there's tons of videos where they're like, this is from this song, this is from this song, and so forth, and they're literally the same song. Again, one of the battle songs is the opening to Mary J. Blige's "Real Love," which is from Betty. Is it Betty Wright? I believe it is. What is it? Betty Wright something girl. Shoot. These are older songs, of course. So people probably watching the video are like, huh, I don't know any of these people. But anyways, they're all part of like those songs, and the samples are there. You can tell right away when you hear them, because I know for me, I knew exactly what songs they were when I first heard them. But yeah, going back to the topic at hand, what games do you feel the Nintendo Switch Online? It doesn't have to be Game Boy Advance. I put Game Boy Advance as an example, but in general, what games from Nintendo Switch Online do you feel are missing? I'll give you guys time to get your thoughts together while I explain the rules behind this. Rule number 1: these games cannot exist in a collection already, right? So you can't say like Mega Man Battle Network, because that's already in a Mega Man Battle Network collection. So you can't do that because those games probably will never come over because they are. Castlevania Advance is another one because there's already a Castlevania Advance collection as well. So those games will not count at all. So you got to think of games that are just not there. I'm gonna throw out a few.
Are we sticking to systems that are there right now? So like we can't say like DS or GameCube.
Yeah, for right now we're sticking to systems that are there. I do have at the end of this we are gonna ask and give our thoughts like 5 games that we would want to see come out when the GameCube version launches eventually, because I'm pretty sure a GameCube version will launch. But while you guys are getting your thoughts together, I'll give a few. Mega Man and Bass, because we're probably never gonna get the best version of Mega Man and Bass, which is the SNES version or the Famicom version, because that never came over here to the West. So the next alternative would be the GBA version, which is all right. The music is better on the Famicom, which is why I prefer that version, or the Super Famicom rather. But Mega Man Bass is one of them. Final Fantasy Tactics Advance is another one. Great tactical RPG. One that I feel definitely should come. I think Square Enix, unless they're gonna make some type of Final Fantasy Tactics multi collection where they have like Tactics Advance, and Tactics A2. If they're not going to do anything like that, they might as well just release these games on Nintendo Switch Online. Go ahead and partner with Nintendo, get these things done. Lunar was another GBA game. It's an RPG. Lunar has been MIA since the GBA. There hasn't been any re-releases. Actually, let me scratch that off. There is a iOS version of Lunar. So if you do want to play Lunar, you can play it on iOS. But yeah, it's been pretty much MIA for the longest of time. And it's a really good franchise. They have 2 games, 2 really good games at that. Really good RPGs. So that is another one that I would mention. That was number 3, right? I mentioned. And then I would do Mother 3 as an example, and then Pokemon Pinball as well. So whoever wants to go ahead.
Am I allowed to add a GameCube virtual?
Not yet. That's at the end.
I asked that already.
My bad. So okay, so I'll start with a couple. So, first one is Shin Megami Tensei 1. That's actually already on the Switch Online, but in the Japanese side of things. So what I want Atlas to do is to get off their asses and localize this game, and then eventually put that on the Western Switch Online, so we can enjoy it.
Or that's NES, right?
That's SNES. That's SNES.
SNES, okay.
The Digital Devil Store is the one you're thinking of. That's the one that came out before Shin Megami Tensei and stuff. Yeah. So, but yeah, I want that to be there. And then on Game Boy, now because the fact that this company has not made a game in a good while, which I highly doubt this will ever come onto that platform, which will be the Legacy of Goku 1, 2, and 3 on the game Boy. That would be a freaking awesome and a half if we get to get that, but I highly doubt that because I did a little bit of research into the developing studio that did the game. They've been MIA since the 3rd one, so I'm like, damn, okay. So
do you remember who published that? Because I don't think it was Namco, Bandai Namco.
Oh crap, no.
Bandai Namco. That mixing up names there. I don't think it was them that did it.
No, was it? I forgot. I did see that. Maybe if the publisher can do something about it, but I don't know. I don't know how developing works, because I thought all the original source code will still be with the developers, but not with the publisher, right? So
Infogrames, not even games, it's Infogrames.
Yeah, so highly doubt, pressing X to doubt constantly, but I want those on there. I think that'll be freaking amazing. And that's pretty much it from my side of things. But if we had a GameCube thing on the Switch Online,
I will be later. That's later. We'll discuss that later on. So keep those thoughts there.
Damn. Okay, fine. All right.
All right. That's it. So you only got three choices.
Yeah. Or just 3.
Okay. Gotcha. Go ahead, Bryant. How about you? You ready, or you need more time?
Yeah, I can probably come up with a couple. So I think the one that is just so glaringly obvious, like the most obvious of obvious, is Chrono Trigger on SNES. Like, of course, that has to come.
Honestly, I actually wasn't thinking that.
I just realized, that's not on the Switch.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I
It
didn't
should be.
realize.
It should be.
Should be on there.
Yeah, I'm surprised about that. Holy crap! Okay.
And
Alright.
if the reason it's not on there is because they're gonna release an HD 2D remaster of it or whatever, a remake, then okay, I'm down with that.
So,
Makes
Um,
sense.
was Chrono Trigger on the Super Nintendo Classic? I'm curious. Do you
Yeah.
guys
No,
remember?
No,
Yes.
it was.
It
I think
was?
so.
thought
I'm
it
pretty
was.
sure it was.
Let me double check.
Yeah.
I got the box. I can check right now.
Yeah, double check right now. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
wonder. Because I know Mario RPG was.
Yeah, that one was. Yeah.
Pretty sure I thought it was.
No, it's not.
Maybe not. Never mind. No, guess it wasn't. Maybe I saw someone playing a hack version,
Yeah.
like because people can.
As far
mod
as
their-
I know, it was
SNES
only
Classic.
released on the Wii Virtual Console. I know for sure it was on Wii Virtual Console. It's on iOS and it's on PC. And there was a PS1 port that was not good because of the loading times, and then DS had a really good port of it, and the original SNES. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. No. No Chrono Trigger on here.
Nope.
If you wanna. Oh God! Freaking Nvidia! Jesus Christ! Focus, please. God. Okay. But yeah.
We get
looking
it.
through the list. Yeah. There's no Chrono Trigger. However, though, there are stuff like Final Fantasy 3, Earthbound, Secret of Mana, Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars.
Yeah, and
I
those,
don't know
with the
why they-
exception of Mario RPG, those are in collections now anyway. All those
Yeah,
games.
I don't know why they omit the Legend of the Seven Stars from the remake, but that's beyond me.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no Chrono Trigger on that. Which you could be right, Fan. You probably played a modded version, which means a lot of people modded these things anyway. But I want to keep mine just-
Pristine.
Yeah, pristine, like untouched. I want this to be a version, so I don't want to feel violated. We want to add a whole bunch of games to this thing.
Yep.
So yeah.
What else you got, Brian?
If you I actually have that NES and SNES Classic behind me too. I don't know if you guys can see it.
I see it.
I do
Over
see
there.
it,
Yeah, I got the NES and the SNES. N64. I had it up. Let's see. Conker's Bad Fur Day. But that one at least you can play it on. You can play it modern because you can play it on Xbox One and all that kind of stuff, and the rare replay as well as the backwards compatible. What was that? Conker's Bad Fur Day. What was it called? That the re-release.
I know they had like a
did.
rare collection where you had like,
Yeah, the rare
games on there.
replay. Yeah, but then they also released like an updated port on Xbox, the original Xbox.
I remember that one. Yeah, I forgot what that one was called.
Let's see. Live and Reloaded. That's what it
Yeah.
was. Okay. So that would be cool. Diddy Kong Racing would be awesome if that got re-released on 64.
That was actually really good. Yeah, that would be nice.
Yes. Let's see. I'm just going through the list. Beetle Adventure Racing, a surprisingly underrated gem. I don't know if that would come back because of the licensing things. Let's see. I don't think Donkey Kong 64 is on there. That'd be cool to have that just for completionist's sake.
They should have that. I'm surprised that's not on there.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You know what's another one? Mega Man 64 would be good.
That was
Yeah,
what I
that'd
was
be
gonna
rad.
say.
Yeah.
I was
Oh, that's what you were gonna
Mega
say?
Man
Okay.
64. Yeah.
And then lastly, and this is just me as a 90s wrestling kid, specifically 1998, WCW NWO Revenge.
Yeah, I
Freaking
remember that game.
love those games.
Is
yeah.
that on the N64?
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
I actually have that. I actually have that.
Like the original cart you have?
The cart? Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it was
remember
fun.
that one.
Fun.
And then lastly, NES, I guess, I guess I can throw in a Game Boy Advance one. That Astro Boy game is freaking rad on Game Boy Advance. That's a really good game. And then for NES, I would say it's tricky because there's some like really good licensed games I like to see, like that original Batman game is really good on NES. I'd like the RBI baseball games are really good on NES. I don't think Baseball Stars got on the NES Switch Online. Those are really fun. So that's probably about it. I mean, there definitely are some gems left. It just depends on how much Nintendo wants to go into the old archives to pull some really fun picks if they're just going to kind of keep playing it safe with like Iggy's Wrecking Balls and crap like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Buck Bumble.
there's a lot more they can work with, especially like with their other like partners that they've been, like Square Enix, for example. They've been teaming up with Square Enix for quite some time, especially with the Nintendo Switch. You know, Octopath Traveler was exclusive and stuff like that as well. So, you know, like I mentioned, Final Fantasy Tactics, there's no reason why Tactics Advance shouldn't be on there. Heck, I would personally like, but I didn't mention this, was like Final Fantasy 6 or 5 or any of those that came to GBA. They would be nice because I think 2,
I don't
4,
think it
5,
will
and
though, because you could
6. You
buy
can
the
get the
Pixel
Pixel remasters.
remaster.
Exactly.
Pixel
Yeah.
remasters.
That's why I say
yeah.
that. That's why I didn't mention it because
Yeah.
the Pixel remaster is already out. So like,
Collections. Yeah.
exactly. There's no
Same thing
reason
with like
for that
Mega
to come.
Man X for the SNES. They have the Mega Man X collection that you can buy for the Switch.
Yeah,
Yep.
which is why I won't
So,
see that there.
Yeah,
Real
you'll never
quick
see those on Switch Online.
before I pass it to you, fan, we're still sitting at 997. Just another update. So if you haven't
Oh, we're
already,
so
definitely
close.
hit that subscribe button. 3 more subscribers to go to hit 1,000. So really would appreciate that. Share it if you haven't. Share the channel. Share the video with people. That'll help out as well.
I
see if I can message
try my
anybody.
best. Yeah, I put your YouTube in one of my friends' Discord servers, and that's how my friend Dark Lyric came in clutch with
Yeah.
that. So
Nice.
shout out to her. Shout out to her. I hope she's watching this right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, fan. Floor's yours.
Well, let's see. For N64, I got Woman Mystic Ninja. I think
Okay.
that should probably come over because I remember playing that a lot growing up. Snowboard Kids, I enjoyed playing that. Ogre Battle 64. Like I don't know why that's not on there.
Yeah,
Like,
that should come.
That should easily be on there. I mean, a lot of the other 64 games, a lot of people have already mentioned. So
Yeah, Mega Man 64.
maybe, well, like, why isn't like Road Squadron? Or is there like have those been
That's true.
re-released?
No,
Like,
they haven't.
like the freaking Pod Racers and Road Squadron.
Pod Racer has, yeah, but Rogue
Squadron,
Squadron
okay.
hasn't.
Yeah, you think they would bring that back, put that on there, unless there's some weird licensing issues with Disney and whatnot with Star
Yeah.
Wars. For GBA, just for a variety of games, they should do Gunstar Future Heroes just for like those like side shooters. And I don't think they have any brawlers, so it would be nice to see the Double Dragon Advance game on there. You know, just be a different game to play.
Yeah.
And they have all of these Mario like Kart, Super Mario Advance, but I'm surprised they didn't bring like golf or tennis like for the GBA
Advance,
on
yeah.
there too.
A lot of memories with golf.
Yeah. Or like I remember playing Tales of Fantasia,
Yeah.
like on the GBA. Like there's some solid Tales games that could have easily brought over.
Yeah, it's true.
And then for the SNES, I would probably say the one that I didn't see on that they have on there that I heard was a really good game that I've been meaning to play was what's it called? Legend of Gaia or something like that. Or is it Illusions of
Yeah,
Gaia?
Illusions of Gaia,
Gaia. Yeah.
That's the one that
Like that game, I
Sea
heard
of
that game had like
Stars.
has like a dozen different endings.
Mhm.
So like it would almost be perfect for the Switch Online because of all the different save states you could do.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever play that Secret of Evermore game? I always think of that box art.
I heard of it.
Evermore.
I've
it
never
sounds
played
familiar.
it, but I've heard of it.
Okay.
Let me look at the Secret of Evermore. What is this? Nope, never played it.
That's
What
a
is it
Square
about?
RPG.
Oh, I just
too.
thought of a
never played it.
freaking SNES game that they could put on there that would do fairly well with
What?
it's a King of Monsters with how like big Zilla and stuff has been going on recently. 'Cause I mean that's pretty much what you would play. You're playing a kaiju.
Rampage? I remember playing Rampage as a kid.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
But,
Rampage was
Rampage was more
fun.
like like back side to side,
yeah.
where King of Monsters was more isometric, like it's at an angle over the top.
Oh, makes
You're
sense.
wandering around a map.
Oh yeah, it was an SNK game.
Was King of Monsters?
Yeah,
Hold on,
And
let me
there's
it's like
two of
a
them.
yeah.
King of
I remember playing that one a lot. That was fun because you get to play different types of kaiju.
Is it on SNES?
Yeah, it was on the I'm pretty sure it was on SNES. Yeah, King of the Monsters. That's what it's called.
Yeah, there's a King of Monsters, a fighting game. Is that the one you're thinking of?
King of the Monsters is on Switch Online as an arcade game, like one of those ACA Neo Geo like ports or whatever. It's an arcade game, but I think it did come out on S. I thought there was an SNES port
it
of
says
this.
SNES on here, according to here.
Mm.
Yeah.
I remember there's a the game on there. I can't remember because there's different ones. But I remember because it was like multiplayer. I remember me and like my cousin would play it, and it was basically kind of like Rampage, where you could do 2 players and you just go around destroying the cities.
Yeah, the one I'm seeing here is a fighting game going back and
Yeah, it wasn't a fighting game. I don't know. Was it?
yeah. At least that's the description in the Wikipedia. It says King of the Monsters is a fighting game developed by SNK. That's the one that I see here. And that's the one that you saw as well.
That might be it, but it wasn't like a fighting game.
Hmm.
Because I remember, like you battle like other kaiju. Yeah, here I'm looking at the picture. Yeah, you do fight other kaiju, but it wasn't really just like 2-on-2. It was more like a beat 'em ups type style.
Yeah, this is not that because the only beat 'em ups I can think of was like Rampage, where you destroy the buildings and stuff like that.
This wasn't. Yeah, you destroy the buildings of these 2. Yeah, you don't fight against the screenshot that I see here. It does show 2 kaiju side by side, but you're not fighting against each other. You're fighting an environment because it's 2 players.
Yeah, because there's a video right here, and it shows them they're fighting each other.
Yeah,
unless that's a
you're
different
probably
one.
fighting another. Yeah, I remember playing with 2 people.
Okay. Yeah, I might have to look into that and see what that's about. Love me some Godzilla. All right, what else? Is that it? Is that it on your list?
That's all I can think of right now.
Okay. So there's a few that I was thinking of while everybody was talking. So I'll go ahead and name those. And correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm like, I have my Switch here, but I'm just lazy to turn it on. Donkey Kong Land is not on
No.
Switch Online yet, right? Yeah. So Donkey Kong Land 1, 2, and 3 should definitely come to Switch Online. I don't know
That'll
why.
come, I bet.
Yeah, I hope so. That would be perfect. Like probably maybe after Donkey Kong Country Returns HD comes out or something like that, or before.
I remember when those came out, they were like a big deal because of how good it looked. Like on a Game Boy, like it was really impressive how good it looked.
Yeah, Rare was literally Rare was working magic on
They're wizards. Yeah.
on every platform they did. They were doing some amazing stuff. Because Donkey Kong Country was still very, very good. Like you see those graphics, I was like, wow, like this is amazing
Very
graphics.
colorful.
That gorilla looks so real. Of course not, but at that time in my head, I'm like, yeah, this looks so realistic. That was one of them. There was another one I had completely lost. I lost my train of thought when I was talking about that.
What was it for? Do you remember?
It was for GBA. Oh man, because I thought there was a Game Boy Advance port of something, and I can't remember now. Yeah, I can't remember exactly. The Sonic Advance games though, like Sonic
those
Advance
are
1,
great.
2, and 3.
Oh
like,
yeah,
those could come back.
those are awesome.
Sonic Battle, that would be nice. Harvest Moon, the Game Boy Advance, the Back to Nature. I forgot what they call the Game Boy Advance version, but it's literally like the PlayStation 1 port of the same game. It was available on PS Plus. I don't see why it can't be available on Nintendo Switch Online. So that would be nice. I played that one like crazy because a friend of mine, he had owned Harvest Moon Back to Nature on PS1. He let me borrow it, and of course he wanted it back, so I gave it back to him. And I really wanted to play this game. And then eventually Back to Nature came out on GBA, so I went and bought that and played it that way. I really loved that game, and to this day I could probably go back to it. I think a lot of people, including like the developer Stardew Valley, he always mentions that Harvest Moon Back to Nature was a game that he was obsessed with as a kid because it literally has a lot of similarities. So that's another one that can come out on GBA. Let's see, Super Nintendo. Yeah, Chrono Trigger. I would like to see the Power Rangers games come back. Like, yeah, the Power Rangers games on Super Nintendo were pretty fire. Like, I really
Fighting one
enjoy
and
them.
the beat 'em ups.
Yep, all of them were really good games. So I would like to see them come back. I would play them. all
Batman
over again.
Returns.
Yeah, Batman Returns.
The Spider-Man versus Maximum Carnage or whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna
what's
say
called
that. Yeah, Spider-Man
Yeah.
Maximum Carnage. I was gonna say that. That would have been amazing to have.
Goof
There's also
Troop.
that Marvel one. I don't remember that one, but there's a Marvel.
Wasn't it Spider-Man the X-Men?
No, there is that game too. That one was really
Okay.
good. That one had
Oh,
me.
X-Men.
No, it had
go
no
ahead.
X-Men characters. It was like Marvel something because you play as Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk.
Oh, the Avengers. Wasn't it the Avengers?
Is that what it's called?
It was wasn't it called Captain America and the Avengers? It was Iron Man, Captain America.
see.
That's probably. I think that's probably it.
It popped up.
Yeah,
right
I loved
away.
that game when I was a kid.
Google listening to us. It popped up right away.
Yeah, Captain America and the Avengers.
Yeah.
I think
that was
so.
also because you played Hawkeye, Vision,
Yep.
Captain America, and Iron Man. Yeah, I remember that.
No, I don't think this is it.
That's
What are you talking about?
Is there a
What you
character
mean?
select screen on this? Because I don't see a
Yeah.
characters. Let me see if I can see the character select screen.
This was almost kind of like an arcade style where you.
Yeah, it was a beat 'em up.
Yeah,
it was a beat 'em
no,
up.
this is not the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, which one are you thinking of?
Let me see if I can find it now.
I do want to call attention to Goof Troop though while James is looking because that was actually made by Shinji Mikami, which is very interesting.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, very good game. Very good licensed co-op game.
This one. It
You know what?
might
They
just
should
be
do like Pocket
called.
Fighter, man.
What is this? Marvel
Fighter?
It's
You
just
never
called
played Pocket Fighter? It's like a Tetris
Yeah, I know, it's
puzzle
the gem
game.
game. Yeah.
Yeah, the gem games. Those are fun.
Mhm.
Spider-Man and the
I
X-Men.
don't
is
think that
what
ever
you're
came on
talking
SNES
no,
though.
it's
Was
not
it just
Spider-Man
PS1?
X-Men. It's Marvel Superheroes. That's just what it's called. Marvel Superheroes. Yeah, because that's definitely You had Wolverine, Captain America. I guess Spider-Man was in it. I didn't remember that. But Iron Man and Hulk.
Okay.
Yeah. So that one I remember. I rented it from Blockbuster and played through it, and the game was so hard, and I was like, yeah, I give up. But yeah, that was the one that I remember a lot. Oh man, so many good games. Like, we can go on and on for days. Like, I would honestly say, because I don't remember, Street Fighter 2 is not available on SNES, right?
No, but that's in a collection though.
Yeah, it's in a collection probably.
It is. They
Not the
put it-
SNES version, but
They put the Genesis version in there though, in the Genesis thing, which is kind of funny.
is it?
Lufia. We need the Lufia games on SNES.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Lufia. The Geek
With
Show's a big fan of Lufia.
Since the Switch has a touchscreen, they could easily just put Mario Paint on it.
That'd be
That'd be
so
cool.
cool if they did that.
No, you know what? While we're talking about that, just have Super Scope. Just put Super Scope on it and use the Joy-Con as the scope. Like, I used to play Super
I
Scope
love Mario Paint.
nonstop. Yeah, I own Mario Paint and Super Scope, but Super Scope was the game I would play nonstop, and I'll never forget
Yoshi
like
Safari.
looking through there and like going ahead and to aim. Oh man,
Did you play Yoshi Safari?
I'm surprised
No.
Contra.
I don't
That was a
Isn't
Super
on
Scope game, I think. Let me double check.
SNES or NES.
Contra, you said?
Yeah, I'm surprised
Yeah, it's
Contra
only-
isn't on the.
It's only on Genesis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
Why?
did not realize that.
That's weird.
Yeah, Yoshi Safari was a Super Scope game if you look it up.
Okay. Was it specifically Super Scope or because?
Mhm.
Okay, because the game that I had was Super Scope 6, so I guess it came with the game and it had like 6 little mini games. And man,
Gotcha.
like I would play that nonstop. Oh, I can't tell you like
Let's see here.
like
Contra.
how I would get scared because there's one where like your like aliens are coming and like it had like these eerie sounds. And like I would get scared as a kid, but I'll just continue. I just have like the Super Scope on me and just shooting. Oh, such good stuff. I would like that to come back. Another game that's lost to time, unfortunately. But yeah, no, Yoshi's Safari. I never played that. Never played that. All right, so since we're
Freaking
going
Dr. Mario. like,
low
come
on time, let's go ahead and talk about GameCube. So 5 games, 5 GameCube games. You want to go? 'Cause
Oh, okay.
There are rumors
Oh.
of this to come back to
That's
come
easy.
to the newer Nintendo Switch, which would be
Can we
awesome.
just talk about what we want? Because like I feel like if we each take turns, like
Yeah.
everyone's picks are going to be taken.
Okay,
you know?
yeah. So let's go ahead, Fan. We'll let you start, and then we'll all jump into conversation since we took all your picks.
I mean, I wouldn't mind playing Tales of Arcadia again.
Tales of Arcadia.
Or-
You mean
or
Skies of
Skies
Skies of
Arcadia?
Arcadia. Sorry.
Oh, Skies of
Yeah, that was on
Arcadia.
my
Yeah,
list.
Sorry,
You
yeah.
you got me confused. I was like,
Sorry.
there was another Tails game.
I was
on
talking
there.
about the Tales game earlier.
I was like, hey, yo,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
Like Skies of Arcadia. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind
That'd
playing
be
Yeah,
that.
that game's great.
Or like the Star Fox adventures,
Assault or Adventures.
Assault. Yeah, like
That'd be nice.
that'd be fun to do. I'm sure you would love it. They added like the Fire Emblem Path to Radiance on there.
Yeah, they probably won't because those remakes are coming.
Those
I mean,
are fun remakes.
if not, those are mandatory. Like at this point, man. So
Yeah, they need to bring those back. That would be nice.
because I'm not spending $300 for a copy. I'm good on that.
I mean, Melee. They should just put Smash Bros. Melee.
That was on my list.
Yeah, Melee.
And Smash N64. I mean, I know
Yeah.
it's not GameCube, but they should add that. I don't know
Yeah.
why they
Just for
haven't done that
completionist
already.
sake.
Yeah, exactly. So
I could have like honestly, I must have misremembered, but I thought wait, remember when they showed off like Pokemon Stadium and like all these like Mario Party 1, 2, and 3? For whatever reason, I thought that in that list, Smash 64 was in that list, but I guess it
Wishful
never
thinking.
was. Yeah, because I was like, man, where's Smash 64 coming? I can't wait, and then the list is done, and I was like, where's Smash 64? I would go back to it. It's hard to go back to, but I can still go back to it because it's my childhood, and it's just fun to
same.
revisit every now and then.
Are we going around the horn? How are we doing this?
Yeah. Just
No,
around
just
the
keep
horn.
going. Just
You're
go
just
ahead.
talking.
Okay.
You
So for me, you guys know my pick already. I'm pretty sure, right?
I think.
no.
What do you think, Ash?
Wind Waker?
Oh, Wind
Huh?
Waker. Wind Waker.
No, not Wind Waker. No, it's I mean, honestly, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, I don't want to be GameCube. I want those to be releases that I can buy. Like,
Or
for free. I want,
Swords. Four Swords is your pick, right? It has to be Four Swords.
yeah, obviously. No,
Yeah.
Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. That's my number one pick. Like, I would do
Yeah, that's right. You
anything
mentioned
to
that.
have
You like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
freaking
makes
love
sense.
that game. F-Zero X.
Yes.
I still have yet to play that F-Zero game. That and
It's
the
and
N64
then-
game.
Really fun.
And then
Good
again,
Evil?
What did you,
well,
Resident Evil?
No,
Beyond Good and Evil.
Oh, Beyond
they
Good and
just
Evil.
they just re-released that anniversary.
Oh, yeah,
yeah, that
thing, so-
HD thing.
Yeah. And then just lastly, and then also Metroid Prime 2 and 2. I don't want that to be on GameCube either. I want that to be a full release I can buy. And then lastly, Star Wars Rogue Leader. That launch game was freaking amazing.
Yeah,
So those
that
are my
game was
picks.
amazing. All good picks. All good picks. I have to
Beautiful
go to
Joe, man.
Yeah, Beautiful Joe would be
Beautiful
amazing.
Joe.
That was the game that I
that
was
game's
thinking
great.
of. Wasn't there a Beautiful Joe Game Boy Advance game as well? Or am I making
No,
that
I
up?
don't think so.
I don't think so.
Oh,
I made
look,
that
I don't
up?
think so.
Okay.
I thought there was.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Let me double check.
Maybe I'm from a different timeline when that happened. So
Yeah, same
Yeah.
here, I guess. I don't know what I was thinking of.
yeah, because I thought there was Beautiful Joe. Oh, DS. There was a DS version.
Oh.
Yeah.
that's-
Oh, yeah, there's a
Oops.
PSP one in Japan, I think. Let me see. Maybe it was just.
Yeah, it's GameCube.
There's Beautiful
PS2,
Joe,
and
Red Hot
DS.
Rumble. Okay.
Yeah,
That was-
James, I
yeah.
was confused as you, James.
Yeah.
I guess that's what happened. Like,
I didn't know there was a Beautiful Joe game on DS. That looks dope.
Yeah. Gonna have to add it to my list.
What's it? Henshin a Go-Go, baby, right?
Yeah,
Nice.
oh man, Beautiful Joe was amazing. I remember playing that like at Walmart. They had the like
it's like
GameCube
that.
setup and going there and
Yeah,
playing
don't
that. Yeah, exactly. You're like this the whole
You-
time.
oh god,
man.
that would like break my neck, bro. Jesus,
Bro, it was bad. I remember when Ocarina of Time came out. Like literally, I stood there for whatever it was. Like my mom was shopping. I'm just here like the whole time.
And the
Oh, man.
cashier hates you.
Yeah,
We're not a babysitter.
yeah, exactly right.
I
They
mean,
didn't have to watch
at the
me.
time they kind of were. So you know.
The N64 was
Deal
my
with it.
babysitter. Yeah. Playing Ocarina of Time, trying to speed run it, see how fast I can get through everything before my mom gets me. Oh man. Yeah. Any other games on the list?
I mean, if they're gonna do it, they might as well add Sonic Battle Adventure, like 2 on there.
Sonic Adventure 2?
Mm.
Yeah, because that's not on
Yeah.
Switch. It's available on Steam, but that's about it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that would be a good
Right.
pick. Yeah.
yeah, they could just
especially
port
with the
that to
GameCube
Switch.
version, since it has like the multiplayer
Mhm.
battle arena there. That's easy for online play right there.
I'm trying to think what RPGs were out on GameCube outside of like Tales of Symphonia,
Tales, yeah.
Skies of
Yeah, and
Arcadia.
Skies of Arcadia.
I mean, I would-
Kaidos, but that was kind of like card RPG.
What is it?
I
Oh, Bankaitos,
That and
yeah.
Kaidos, yeah, but that was like card
Mega
style
Man,
RPG.
Mega Man X Command Mission.
Oh yeah,
Yes, yes. That's one game that I like rented out from Hollywood Video and never got to finish it, but I do remember parts of that game. And it was great. I had a fun time with it. Now, it's weird, really enough that like not a lot of people talk about this game, but every time I look back on it, it looked great to me. So I don't know.
No,
Um,
I thought about it. Like I still want to play through it, but to me, I think it just looks, I don't know, slow.
Wasn't there Gale of Darkness, the Pokemon game?
Yeah, Gale of
yes,
Darkness,
yeah.
Coliseum.
That's one of the Pokemon games that people would like love to glaze about, like love to talk about.
Is it that one or
endlessly.
Coliseum? Because I feel like Coliseum's talked about
Gale
more
of
than
Darkness.
Gale of Darkness
Gale of
was
Darkness.
like the RPG style.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
really
Ga-
RPG
So
style.
it's
I
Coliseum.
pro-
Yeah, they're both
yeah,
similar.
Promise me, a lot of my friends, all of my big Pokemon fans will love to see Gale of Darkness come back.
Yeah.
Trust me on that. I
do
haven't
wanna
played the
play
game on
those.
myself, unfortunately, but I definitely will eventually want to get to it eventually because people just love this game so much.
Yeah.
So
I've been playing
Um,
Coliseum, and I enjoyed it. I stopped on the Steam Deck because the Steam Deck has this weird like glitch, where even though I have it set to only be 4x3, it starts forcing the game to go 16:9. So like you get to certain scenes and it's just like flickering to 16:9 back to 4x3, and that was getting me dizzy. So I had to stop the game because it wasn't working
there
properly.
could be a fix for that if you add like if the game has like a widescreen mod fix to it, you could probably add that to it, and maybe that could fix it if anything.
Yeah. No,
Right,
I'm trying
because
to
it's
keep
that-
it at 4x3. I don't want to add 16:9.
Oh, I know, but the thing is, it's not trying to stretch the existing image to fit
Yeah.
16:9. It's actually, expanding that if
Yeah.
it makes sense, right? So
Yeah,
it's not
it
going.
is, yeah.
It's still going to keep it at 4x3. It's going to keep still keep certain things at 4x3. It's just it's not going to constantly going in between aspect ratios, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No,
Right.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, but I know you already mentioned Tales of Symphonia, but I honestly want them to put it onto if they have one a Nintendo Switch Online GameCube servers, mainly because
It's the better
that
version.
that's literally the best version of the game. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like that's literally the best version. I don't care about the lack of content that the Japan version of that. I don't care. That was literally the best version. Like,
Yeah.
I have to cut a little bit of corners if I want to play Tales of Symphonia on PC. The PS3 version, if I wanted to quote unquote up it to 60,
Yeah.
which really is not, it wasn't really 60, is more like a sped up version of the game, unfortunately. So, but yeah, there's that. And then Gale of Darkness, you guys already mentioned that. I definitely want to see that on there. Luigi's Mansion 1. Put that shit on there, please.
Might as
I
well.
wanna
Just
own
do
that. I don't wanna-
HD. Yeah.
Yeah, like I want that. That's
They
like,
should just make
like
it a remake HD because they already did Luigi Mansion.
it's
2,
weird to
so-
me. Yeah, like I wish they would just remake the first one and then remake the second one. Like, why go backwards, bro? Like, come on. Jeez, I mean, I think mainly because like 2 definitely had a lot of good amount of quality life features, especially the multiplayer aspect of the game, which is why they want to aim for that. But man, I still love me my first one. First, I still love me the first game. Like, it's still amazing. Like every time I go back to it, it never gets old. It aged like fine wine. Beautiful game. I love it. So, I'm trying to think. Okay, it'd be terrible of me if I say Resident Evil 4 because it's been on literally all freaking platforms at this point.
Yeah.
So,
And it's already on
Yeah, that's
Switch.
not a good pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Even though this game is already on Steam, but I'm pretty sure Resident Evil 0 came out on
GameCube.
Which
Yeah.
Did, yeah.
it's
Yeah,
on Switch
so-
as well.
Oh, is it already on Switch? Okay, I
Mhm.
forgot. My
Yeah,
bad.
you can buy it on
Yeah. Okay.
Are you sure?
100%.
I thought it was just 2 and 3. I'm gonna double check.
Nope. 0, 1, and 4 are
I
available on
didn't
Switch. And
think 0 was
5,
on Switch.
and 5 and
so,
6. Yeah. It's
okay.
0, 1, 4, 5, 6.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay.
Revelations and Revelations 2.
Oh, got it. Makes sense. All right, and then last 2 games definitely need to make a comeback. Which I mean, I know Sega is kind of more working on a remake for this one, but Sonic Heroes, bringing that shit back, either in remake form or port that onto the GameCube, onto the Switch Online GameCube service if they ever going to like do one or something like that. I need that to come back. For love of God, please. And the second one will be Shadow the Hedgehog. Even though it's a controversial take, I actually love the game a lot. It's a 50-50 on that one. But what's funny about it is that like people are not like now coming back to the game, and then because the new Sonic movie's coming out and stuff, now people are looking forward to the one scene where Maria gets shot by a freaking gun. And
It's a meme. It's a meme now.
Yeah. It's everyone's in unison at this point because of the game, how they portrayed it and stuff, which is great. So I'm like, yeah, like. Let's bring back Shadow the Hedgehog. Let's do that. It's come on. That should be
every
like
time you die. That I always stuck in my head. Like every time you would die as Shadow, he's like Maria. Like every time.
or damn, not here.
Yeah.
Bro, they just tried so hard on the dialogue. It's so bad. It's comical, which is one of the biggest reasons why I love this game so much, because this was like their first attempt on trying to make a Sonic game edgy, and it's like so wholesome but so bad, and I love it. Okay,
Yeah.
now level design. It's a coin flip sometimes, because if you're doing like the chaos side of things or the dark side of things, then you have to kill every single thing that's in the map. And if you miss that one thing, you're going to be like, and you don't know where to look, you're going to be like spending like another 30 minutes just look for that one last enemy just so you can complete the damn level. So yeah, I can understand why some people don't like the level designs, especially if the objectives don't fit that level design whatsoever. So, but I still love the game. I still love it. I don't know. So yeah.
I can't believe we're gonna end the show talking about Shadow the Hedgehog. That seems like a bad omen.
No, too bad.
No,
bad.
we will. I do
Shadow!
gotta mention Four Swords Adventure.
There you go.
Right. I would like Crystal Chronicles to be on there because it would be the better version, and Nintendo Switch Online would do it better. Because the Crystal Chronicles HD remake just is not great. Kind of like Tales of Symphonia, it's just not a good remake or remaster rather. The online is horrible. I don't know who thought it was cool to just go ahead and be like, yeah, after every level, the party disbands. There is a chance that somebody might not be able to progress, and then you got to redo the level anyways. And it was just a lot of nonsense. Which is I'm happy that we got to play it the correct way through NetPlay. So if that was on Nintendo Switch Online for GameCube, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, it'd be dope.
Because then you can do that. Like you just go to Nintendo Switch Online, everybody join together, and like
it runs very smooth. You have to admit.
Yeah.
The Switch Online stuff, like when you play multiplayer, like I love how it's just so like pick up and go. It's very easy.
Very easy to use. Even the GBA stuff is just like it just works, and I do like that. Like that's one thing I do really like about Nintendo Switch Online is how they added the online functionality for multiplayer games for you to be able to play with other people, which is cool. Like honestly, if you would have asked me about that like back then, I would not have thought Nintendo would do something like that. But it gives new life to games. You can play with other people, especially if they're not there. Helps us with our group streams, bringing games like that. But yeah, that's another one. I feel like Capcom versus SNK 2. That would be another one that would be good to have on GameCube. What else? That also came on PS2.
Did that get put on GameCube? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was gonna say I remember it on like Dreamcast and PS2. I didn't realize it was on GameCube as well.
It was on GameCube. I feel like there's something missing, and then like once we end the podcast, we're like, oh yeah, this game. Like there's a game missing.
There's a couple games that
there's got to be like a highlight GameCube game that everybody's like, yes, this is one of the best GameCube games ever.
Yeah, I just remember the games that I played growing up, like Evolution Worlds and Gauntlet, Dark Legacy.
Pikmin 1.
That's already on Switch.
They already have. It's already on Switch.
Oh damn!
1 and 2 collection.
1, 2, 3, and 4 are all on Switch.
Yeah.
All Pikmin games are on Switch.
Mario Tennis and Mario Golf, those GameCube games would be cool to have.
Yeah,
Super Monkey Ball.
The Mario Party games too.
Monkey Ball's out already.
Well, Mario Party 7 is my favorite, so if they got that on there, I'll be on there all day. I love that game.
Mario Kart Double Dash. There we go. That's the game. Nobody mentioned that.
That's my Mario Kart. That's my Mario Kart.
Nobody mentioned that.
Me and that, you are creamed. I'm telling you. So many people keep going, oh, the drifting is bad. No, because you're bad at drifting. It's not the game. It's you. I will crush you. Okay, that's my turf. Okay?
Ash throwing down the gauntlet.
That's also what I'm saying. No, there's so many people saying like, no, the drifting's, but no, it's not. The drifting's not bad. Bro? Can you drive? Do I see your driver's license as me talking to like 12-year-olds with driver's licenses? But straight up, bro, like, yes, if they got that in there, I would be the king of that shit, man. It would be more crazy. It'll be more crazy if they somehow able to get this to work where there's 8 players involved, because this was possible with Mario Kart Blush, because it was one of the few games that was able to do LAN parties.
Yeah.
So if you had 2 GameCubes and 8 controllers, you can literally do co-op double dash with 8 people. 8 freaking people, bro. If they got that on the Switch Online, let's go, man.
Perfect game for Switch Online. Yeah, play with 8 people on there.
Woo.
There you go.
Oh God, that's a YouTube video and a half, bro. I'll be on that shit all day, bro. I'm telling you.
That's funny.
So
I gotta ask this, Shu, if are you in the chat? Because I just saw you just went on and started playing Chrono Cross. I'm wondering if our conversation of Chrono Cross got you playing that, because you haven't been playing that at all. I know you haven't been playing that at all. So
the game was on sale for like $10, so I don't blame them.
Yeah. Oh man, but we are gonna end that here. We are sitting at 997 subscribers, 3 more to go to hit that 1,000. So definitely, like I mentioned earlier, share the channel. It does help out a lot. We are trying to hit that 1,000 subscriber. Was hoping to hit it during the podcast. That would have been dope. I would have been super excited, super hyped for that. But unfortunately, we didn't, which is all good. I know we will hit that more like before the next podcast, because I do have a video of the RG Cube going up on Thursday. I am still working on it. Pretty much I'll do all the recording and everything. Still messing around with it, adding stuff to it, kind of messing around with a lot of the settings, because there's a lot of stuff that's in there. There was things that I had there and I assumed worked fine because something else worked fine, but then I tried it and it didn't, so then I had to mess around with something to try to fix it. So I think now, which is why I like to wait at least a week before I give my thoughts on it. I think I'm at a point where I fully understand the device, and and I'll be able to give my thoughts and do a pretty good dive, not a deep dive. I'm not gonna do like a retro game core like deep dive for every little thing, but I'll give you a thoughts, like an overall thoughts on what I feel about the RG Cube. So that video will be going up Thursday.
Looking forward to that.
And I'll just keep it like that. I don't want to give any spoilers away from my own video. Thursday we got the group stream. We'll probably continue darker. Or maybe not. I mean, we'll see. We got to talk with everybody, but I thought it was pretty fun. Yeah. You know,
for $15 for $15, not 30.
Yeah. We it took us forever to understand exactly what the game objective is, but now that we understand, I feel that like now we can kind of get a better gist of things next stream, and we can kind of go from there. See what happens. So we will be back with the group stream there. And then Friday, I continue Dragon Quest V. Oh man, like the PS2 version. I'm super excited for that. I never played the PS2 version. I played only the mobile version, which is a port of the DS version. So I'm happy to play this port. The only thing I don't like is the translation. It is a fan translation, so like the names don't match up to the names that are in the original DS version. And I'm like, yeah, that's not their name. And it makes zero sense. Like, for example, your dad in the game, his name is like Pancrats, I believe it is. But in this, they call him Papas. So there's a line in the game that says Papas, and it says, "Don't worry, Papa is doing that." I was like, wait a minute, like, that doesn't make any sense. You're telling your own son your name. You're talking like in the third person, or you're just saying like Papa as in like dad. Like, what are you trying to say? But other than that, it's really good. Really enjoying it. It brings back a lot of memories. The music is dope because it's all orchestrated soundtrack, so the music is really good, except for the ferry area. I do feel the MIDI version of the ferry area sounds better than the orchestrated version, because sometimes when you translate a MIDI soundtrack to orchestra, you do lose like certain like instruments or certain things there, and that level is one thing that actually has a missing instrument there. So that's it. But yeah, I'll continue Dragon Quest V on Friday, and probably every Friday until I beat that. And then probably after that, I'll go ahead with some KH3 and do my KH3 run for sure. Were you gonna say something, Brian?
Let's say then back to Final Fantasy 16 to finally dust that off.
I do gotta do that, but my PS5 has been off since Rebirth, and it stays here. And I look at it, and every day I think about, why do I have you? I'm just kidding. No, I'm grateful for the PS5. It looks good in that corner there by itself. not messing with anybody. I gotta make sure my Switch doesn't get too close to it. Don't want those not exclusive games to like rub off on the Switch, and we stop getting exclusives on the Switch. You know how that works.
That would suck.
Yeah, I doubt it. There was an interview they did say that what's the plan with exclusive going forward, and they did say with more powerful hardware means more development time, but they're still planning to pull out. They're trying to do at least the same amount they've been doing on the Switch, which is
that shareholder thing or whatever.
the shareholder thing. I was trying to look for that whole interview because that was actually going to be one of the topics. I just couldn't find it, like for whatever reason. I read all the little like highlights on like Twitter and stuff like that.
Like
but I couldn't find,
Miyamoto
the
saying
full
he's gonna
thing.
pass it off to new generation stuff like that. Like they're working on
'cause
passing it
he's,
off to new
what,
generation. Yeah.
70.
72.
Yeah, he's getting up there.
72. Man, he should run for president. He's young. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to get political here. Let me not get political here.
I would
but
love
yeah.
to have Shigeru Miyamoto as president. No matter no matter what party you are, I'd like to see Miyamoto as president, man.
Mario Day will be an actual paid holiday. Imagine that.
Yeah, I'm talking
Oh
about.
God, that would be the best. That would be the best thing. That would be the best thing. Be the best thing in the world. I don't know. But
Paid
yeah,
holiday,
for
Mario.
based on the responses from the shareholders, everything looks pretty positive for the most part. If anything,
Well, yeah, of course.
yeah. But if anything, I'm looking forward to like the whole comment that Miyamoto said about passing like all their stuff they
That's
know
what I
to the
said.
new generation, and like I want to see how Nintendo changes from that point forward. Right?
Yeah.
Will they get better? Will they remain stagnant? Will they drop?
Yeah,
Who knows?
that's always the
So-
scary thing because Nintendo's tenure is like so long. I mean, you got Miyamoto who's been there for over what like 30 something years, right?
At
Yeah.
More
least
than that,
probably.
like 40 years, like almost 40 years, if not longer. So he's been there forever. And the same, I think somebody did something that showed off like the 10-year Super Mario Wonder. Like a lot of those worked on the original Super Mario Brothers game. So it's like the tenure is still there. Where a lot of developers nowadays, you don't get that. You don't have the same developers who worked on Final Fantasy like 1 through 6 working on Final Fantasy 16 or 17 or anything like that. Like it's a whole brand new team. And it's always scary because you're passing the torch and you wonder when are they going to say, all right, this was the old times. These are for old people. Now it's my time. Here's your Mario live service game with battle passes and stuff like that. Like, are we gonna get
Oh
something
man,
like
I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw
Yeah.
up, man. Jesus.
Bite your tongue, James. Jeez.
that? I'm just thinking realistic. That's what the kids like now. They're like, no battle pass next.
Oh God,
Unfortunately.
man.
Battle Pass and Mario shouldn't be in the same sentence.
I will
Unless it's
cry.
Mario will never have a battle pass, then it's
Yeah.
okay in the same
It'll
sentence.
be a Mario 64 driven battle royale game. That'll be gonna be the new ages, like the new generations.
Oh, no, don't say
This is a great episode
that.
of the Random Encounter Podcast. My name is Brian. Follow me at Reds.
Don't give the new gen any ideas, please, man.
It's gonna be like, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's just get
I'm a
everybody
cry
on
to my
Bomb
grave.
what is it? Bomb Battlefield. Let's just get everybody there. It has the name already, and we just get 99 Marios there, just duking it out. Like,
They finally get a Fortnite collab open there too.
oh man, yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Jeez,
Oh man, no, Nintendo. You just do the Nintendo thing. That's all you got to do. Just do the Nintendo. Aonuma is taking care of Zelda. I mean, sure, Miyamoto just passed it down to Aonuma. It's like, here you go.
I was like, all right,
Which is nice because I've always was worried that whoever took over Zelda, like, what were they gonna do with it? Because Miyamoto was a part of every Zelda, every Mario, every Donkey Kong game, every Metroid game, every all of that stuff. Like he's always been a key part of the core first party Nintendo franchises, and it is scary thinking about it. It's like, is that DNA going to be gone because this new generation wants to try something else, right? Making Metroid into like a third person shooter rather than a Metroidvania or something like that. Like these are all literally realistic things that a younger generation might really consider versus us. We're like, Metroid Prime is fine. Metroid Dread was fine. Just continue doing that. We don't need anything else. So, yeah. Interesting thoughts. But, let me stop this. And thanks for watching, as always. We are sitting at 997 subscribers. So, 998 subscribers. It went up by one.
Yes.
It went up Yeah,
All
so
right.
2 more subscribers to go. 2 more subscribers.
See what
to
happens
go.
when you appeal to the younger generation, James. Right
I
there.
know they heard that. They heard that like Bomb Battlefield, Mario 64, 99.
Who's
There we
the
go.
who was the other person that subscribed recently?
It doesn't
Maybe-
show, unfortunately.
Doesn't show.
Is it
Damn,
Ash
that's good.
Destroy Them? Is that the name of
No.
the person?
We're at 1,000. We're at 1,000.
Hey!
Let's
Hey!
go.
Look at that,
Let's
1,000.
go.
They planned that.
1,000.
They planned that.
0
They planned
0. Let's go. That's what I'm
They-
talking about.
They planned that.
Oh man, I
planned
appreciate that. I appreciate that. Oh man.
Where's the what's the Xenoblade guy's name?
really
Shulk. Where's the
feeling
Shulk? I'm just not feeling
the
it.
Shulk?
You know?
I'm really
No,
feeling it.
I need that. I'm really feeling it. Unfortunately, I try to get that as a what do you call it? There we go. Nico Ramen
alert.
subscribed. Appreciate that, man. 1,000 finally. 1,000.
That's rad. That's
That,
great.
Wait, what?
that is crazy. Some people are waiting.
No, 2 people just unsubscribed. Now we're back at 998. Who's doing this?
Oh no.
Who's doing this?
That's not me. That's not me. I
Yeah.
swear.
Somebody did that because now we're back at 998. Oh man.
It'll be
It's
back.
it's okay.
come back.
You're gonna reach it by the time you wake up tomorrow. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, we'll be there. We'll be there. Yeah. No, man, it was nice to see that for a few minutes, but yeah.
It was a few minutes. It was like 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Yeah. Back to 999. I'm just gonna stare at this, and then we're not ending the podcast still. Actually, I shouldn't say that because then somebody might troll.
Now we're back to 1,000 again.
Yeah, now we're back to
we're at
1,000.
1,000
We're
now.
back to 1,000. Yes.
They know what they're doing. They know what they're
Yes,
doing.
they're just going ahead and trolling around here.
Yeah,
trolling.
exactly.
Oh man, yeah. Don't troll. Don't troll. Don't break my heart. Quit playing games with my. No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna do the. Who was that? Backstreet Boys or NSYNC? It was one of the 2.
I think it was
It was
back.
Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet.
Backstreet Boys. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually get them 2 confused sometimes. Like,
It's all good.
Well, somebody's just not a true fan then.
you know what's funny? I used to be a diehard like Backstreet Boys fan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had the CDs and everything. I was like, yeah, Backstreet Boys is dope. That was like the other side to me. It was like literally you looked at my CD list and it was like Biggie, Nas, and then you have Backstreet Boys right there. Like what?
Oh man, our subscribers went back down to 750. Oh no.
No, yeah, right.
Now we're-
Right, that's it.
No, we're back to 1.
All right,
It's the
just stay
Backstreet
at
Boys
1,000. I'll continue talking about Bomb Battlefield, Mario 64, 99. Okay, like I'll continue. Just stay there. Just stay there. Oh man, I feel like we gotta celebrate. We gotta do some type of celebration right now. We're at the end of the podcast, but I do want to do something. What should we do? What should we do for celebration for 1,000?
Have James invest 1,000 hours into Final Fantasy 16.
Yes.
No, I could not get 1,000 hours into that game. Like, let alone I don't know how many hours I got invested into that game right now. Like, I have no clue.
You'll have 10 to 11
You can do
by
1,000 minutes. That's
Yeah.
16 hours. There you
What
go.
what I would do is I will just create a video that will play through the Discord thing, and then I would make it look like I'm playing, but it's like another video that's playing Final Fantasy 16. See?
Didn't they do that in The Simpsons? Like when like Homer like went somewhere and like he played like a video of like the 70s of him and Lenny and Carl in the nuclear power room, and Light Burns is just watching that video like on repeat. That's what you're gonna do.
No, I don't remember that, but yeah, that's exactly what I would do when it comes to that. Because no offense to Final Fantasy 16, like I do want to finish it. Like I really do want to finish 16. It's just, where's Shulk at? Fan, hit the Shulk, cue the Shulk, because I don't have my stream deck on.
Soundboard up, do I?
I should do it if you have Discord up on the stream deck. There we go. I'm not really feeling it. Love Shulk. All right, actually, let's to celebrate. Let's all say our favorite PS1 game. How about that?
Favorite PS1 game, you said?
Yes, favorite PS1 game. That'll be our quick celebration. We'll actually have an actual celebration episode next Saturday. Probably we'll do a big celebration next Saturday. And probably and then some. We'll probably have more celebrations going through this whole week for hitting 1,000. But since it is the end of the podcast, and I do want to be mindful of everybody else's here's time. Let's real quick favorite PS1 game. If you don't know, I can go. It's up to you.
Legend of Dragon. There you go.
Good choice. Good choice.
That or Tales of Destiny. It's a
Yeah.
toss up.
You go next, Brian.
I know I'm looking at like the game list. I'll say
I should
I'll
just
say
have you guys
Final-
guess mine. No, I'm just kidding.
I already know yours. Final Fantasy 9, I'll say.
Final
That's
Fantasy
probably my
good
favorite
choice.
PS1
Good
game.
choice.
Yeah.
Good choice.
And I think yours going to be Dragon Quest 5. Is that a PS1 game?
PS2. That was PS2.
Oh, it's PS2. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let me see if I can guess it. Let's try to guess it. Who's the developer of it?
I'll give it away.
I'll give it away. Okay.
Yeah. Oh man, you guys are. This is gonna be funny if you guys can't get it.
Can you give us any hint at all?
No, I won't give you a hint. Hard mode.
Xenogears?
Okay.
I don't know. We could know.
Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy Tactics, Final Fantasy 7.
Oh man.
No, he doesn't like 7. Not as good as
I like
the other
7,
ones.
but yeah,
Yeah, but not as good as the other ones. Like
Yeah.
7 is on your lower rating.
I know it's probably a game that you've probably talked a lot about. And Breath of Fire.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Breath of
like,
Fire
come on.
4, yeah.
We just talked
Yeah.
about it today.
Yeah.
Breath of Fire.
Yeah, that's
4.
what I thought. That's what I thought it was.
Breath of Fire 4, best PS1 RPG for sure. Like, definitely better than that version of Dragon Quest 7. I think the 3DS version of Dragon Quest 7 is definitely way superior. But yeah, Breath of Fire 4. It's just, I don't know, it's just a magical experience. Like, I highly recommend playing that game. The story is so good. This should be enough to get you. I'm gonna just say this. If you ever watch Full Metal Alchemist or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood,
Love Full Alchemist.
Which
there
one?
is a similar scene, just like the Tucker scene
Oh
in Breath of
God!
Fire 4.
Oh.
Jesus
Yes.
Christ! Okay.
That should be enough to
We're-
make you want to play the game.
Where a man just wants to succeed, and so his daughter helps him to become a better alchemist. Is that what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
That was a
Almost
joke.
fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it's. Yeah, it's not. I was gonna
trying to
say
make
it's,
a really dark joke.
yeah, it's dark. Like it's.
Okay.
I would argue it could be. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. It's kind of hard to say if it's darker than that, or if it's. It's probably as dark as that, just different. But yeah, because I know for me it affected me, and I was like, "Holy cow! Like this happened, and this is kind of messed up."
All right, so let me ask you a dumb question. How many hours for this game?
For what? Breath of Fire 4?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question. It's been so long.
I thought it was a dumb question because the game is a JRPG and normally
long?
they're kind of
Oh, by the
long,
way,
so-
Thousand Year Door took me like 45 hours to beat. If anybody wanted to go to that, that's how long it takes generally.
yeah, pretty much that's correct.
I would eventually get that. How long to beat? 36 and a half hours.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
That's breezy. That's very breezy.
Yeah,
Okay,
if you do the
okay.
side quest, 43 hours. And the
That's not bad at
completionist is
all.
58.
That's doable.
I keep forgetting older games are a lot shorter, which is why I love older games more.
Yeah. No, it's a great game. Like it is. I'm replaying it, so like I don't know if it's one-on-one, but as far as the beginning goes, there's really no filler quests. Like everything has meaning. So far where I'm at, like I don't know if like later on there are some filler quests, but like everything has meaning. So if you're doing something, it might seem like a filler or like it's gathering story. Well, I guess the intro is like the story gathering, right? To learn the world, learn kind of that. So that kind of slows down, but after that, it just starts picking up. Am I wrong, fan? Because I know you've been playing
No.
it too.
Yeah,
You've-
hasn't really been any filler. It's all been just story
Yeah. So
so far. I mean, right now I'm doing the. I haven't gotten too far into it because I've been playing.
I got it installed on my Vita just for you, James, just because you recommended it so
Yes.
much. It's just getting to it at some point.
I guarantee you will enjoy that. Like
Okay, cool.
I'm not capping.
I'll play on my Steam Deck OLED whenever I buy it. So
You gotta play it now. All right, we'll go ahead and end the podcast. Oh, everybody said their favorite, right? You too, Ash, or no? You didn't.
Oh, I say it's Persona 2 Internal Punishment. That's my
Persona
favorite
2.
PS1 game of all time. So there you
Did
go.
you say yours, fan? You said Legend Dragoon. Legend Dragoon, Persona 2, Final Fantasy 9, you said? Yeah. And then Breath of Fire 4. So all RPGs. RPGs. There we go.
I like how those are all pretty like relatively. I mean, Final Fantasy 9, I guess, is not much of a deep cut, but like those aren't like the prototypical games. I would say is like the people would consider like the best game on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Not the mainstream.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Right, not mainstream. Yeah.
Especially Breath of Fire 4. Like
Especially
Persona,
especially Persona 2. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say in order of like most mainstream to least, I'd say it would be most is 9, then Legend of Dragoon, then probably Breath of Fire, and then Persona, because that
Persona.
that first
I feel
couple
like more people talk about Persona.
those first couple are real deep cuts.
I'm talking about back then when Persona 1 and 2 came out. That I'm pretty sure Breath of Fire was way more popular compared to Persona 2. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised if anybody played Persona 2. I'll be shocked. But Breath of Fire 4, yeah, they'll definitely have a better chance than Persona 2.
At least it was Capcom.
There was a guy retweeting every day, and he had like day whatever of Capcom not bringing Breath of Fire 4, and he went down for like it was like 1,000 days, and then he stopped.
Oh,
yeah. But yeah, I was following him, and I was like, all right, I'll go ahead and heart every time you write about Breath of Fire 4 to see what happens. And he always would put vote for the Capcom like survey for Breath of Fire. And Breath of Fire was in Japan and in the West was in the middle. Which is good. It wasn't like the lowest of low, but it was
better
in the
than
middle
nothing, yeah.
there, yeah. Which I hope they see that and they're like, oh, well, if we average both of these, this is in the middle, so maybe people do want to see that. And I think it's good for the newer audiences who are into RPGs to definitely experience. Like I said, that game doesn't really need anything except for like an HD remaster. Just go ahead and remaster it. If you do a remake, a cel shaded version will look amazing because that's really what it is. It's just anime style. So you can cel shade the graphics and call it a day. Legend Dragoon would also be pretty good too. So but yeah, Legend Dragoon would also be good. No, we do gotta end the podcast. But yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thank you, everybody who subscribed to get us that 1,000. We will be celebrating for sure. So definitely take a look and catch us on the next podcast. Like I mentioned earlier, we will be back on Thursday for the group stream. On Friday, I'll be continuing Dragon Quest V, and I will have my RG Cube video out this week. Van, where can I catch you at?
You can catch me at Twitch and X or Twitter and YouTube at Phaneckswhy.
What about you, Ash?
You can catch me at the Ash Destroyum on YouTube. I might make a marker double dash video. That depends, because now I thought about it, like I'm like, bro, this is a crazy party game idea. People can just like team up and just drive to the finish line. That's like the perfect idea. So yeah, we'll see.
What about you, Bryant?
And it's like when we all played Mario Tennis together and I wiped the floor with everybody. I bet if we played Mario Kart Double Dash, you'd wipe the floor with me, Ash.
Oh man, don't get me started.
You can catch me at red_so_deep on Twitter.
And as always, you can catch me here at The Random Encounter, where we talk about all things gaming related, as well as retro handhelds, because I am getting into a lot of retro handhelds and all that other good stuff. My name is James. Thank you, Fan. Thank you, Ash. Thank you, Bryant. And we will catch you guys next time.